Stand by to launch FanStream Sports.
3, 2, 1.
Let's start.
Hello, sports fans. Welcome to FanStream Sports. Nothing but pure sports. This is the JP Show.
JP, it is so good to hear you back on the air.
Stand by now. Here's JP.
All right, a hearty good Thursday morning to you, Buccaneer fans, Lightning fans, Rays fans. We'll talk a little bit of all that because we do it each and every day for 2 hours here on the JP Peterson Show. We thank you guys so much for jumping in. Comments are already filling up. You can do that on Twitter. You can do that on YouTube, Facebook. And say good morning to you, IndyCar Tim, in our Dallas affiliate. Your studio looks so nice and well-appointed. Well done.
That's just because your face is in it, right?
Hey, who's that handsome fella over your shoulder? Look at that guy. Look at that guy. My God, it's a horror show. How are you, partner?
Doing well on a Thursday. Lots of sports. We got NFL football tonight. We got MLB playoffs coming up, and neither of our teams are in it.
I know. So do we even care?
I mean, I'll watch because I'm a baseball guy. I mean, I'll watch every single playoff game. You know, here's the funny thing. I said something to somebody the other day. You know, they're like, thank God it's football season. We have to watch baseball anymore. And, you know, I think he said, you know, I'll watch a preseason NFL game over a playoff baseball guy. I said, dude, if it comes down to a Cowboys game and playoff baseball, and it's not even my team, I'm watching playoff baseball.
Over an NFL game?
Over an NFL game. If it's a playoff game,
Any
playoffs, it's not even my team. I don't care. It could be
Guardians,
Dodgers, Cubs, whatever. I don't care. I'm watching it.
Really?
It's playoff baseball, baby.
Yeah. I kind of used to be like that, but not anymore. Not anymore. Baseball.
I'm like that with the NHL too. I mean, I know they don't correspond, but if it came down to watching a Stanley Cup playoff game, and I don't care the two teams, and an NFL game, I'm watching hockey.
Well, now hold on. So you just mean just a regular NFL game? You talking about like Falcons Panthers, right? Yeah,
like a Cowboys game. If the Cowboys are playing and there is an NHL, and again, I know they don't play at the same time, but if there's an NHL playoff game on, regardless of the teams, I'm watching the NHL playoff game
over the Cowboys.
Oh, hell yeah. Over a regular season Cowboys game? Yes.
There's very, very few things I would do rather than watch a live Bucs game. Come on now. It's playoffs. Come on now.
Playoffs?
The teams I don't care about as opposed to the Buccaneers? Nah.
If they're in the playoffs in a sport other than soccer and WNBA, I'm probably watching it.
See, the emotion to me overrides sport or anything like that. It's my attachment to the team.
Sure. Like
I'd probably watch Florida State soccer over some indiscriminate baseball game. Maybe if it's a playoff game that really two teams I don't care about, baseball. I don't care.
I'm watching the playoff game. That's me. By the way, JP, you just mentioned Florida State.
Yes, sir.
Did you hear the breaking news yesterday?
What happened now?
Florida State to the Big 12. Breaking news. 12. It's done in beach volleyball.
Oh, shiz, really?
Florida State, Boise State, and South Carolina have all joined the Big 12 for their beach volleyball programs.
Well, as our good friend Brian Fusulo's daughter Gabby was a national champion at TCU. That's the Horned Frogs won the beach national championship from Fort Worth. Believe that or not?
They're in it like every year.
Yeah, every year. So we got to play them.
Yep.
No good.
When will the football team follow?
That is weird, though. Why would we have an affiliation with the big? Because I guess the ACC doesn't do beach volleyball.
I don't know. I mean, Boise State joined South Carolina. They're all that's SEC.
Good Lord, you can't go to the Big 12, man. That's
like where do they play? Where do they play home beach volleyball games at Florida State? They fill the arena with sand
there. Yeah, Fort Worth has one. Everybody has beach volleyball.
Well, no, that's my question. Though, like, where do these teams play beach volleyball? In Fort Worth and Boise and South Carolina and Columbia?
Well, they bring in the beach sand. Bring in the beach sand and they build a court
in the arena.
You can transport beach sand, not in an arena. Outside. It's always playing outside.
If you can build a motocross track inside of a stadium. You can put beach volleyball anywhere, I guess.
Oh, I guess they could, yeah. But I guess it's just traditionally done outside.
All right.
It's got to be out in the elements, right?
As long as they're wearing bikinis, that's all I care
crack.
about.
Right. All right. Well, let's get to the show at hand here, shall we? It's
Sorry,
Bucs Eagles week. It's Bucs Eagles week, and we are very much tuned into this matchup with the Super Bowl champs, who we have owned their ass in the playoffs. Luckily they didn't face us last year, or they wouldn't have won the Super Bowl. They understand that, but we got to figure out a way to beat these guys without our best, the Buccaneers, and them pretty much at full strength. Lane Johnston looks like he's going to play. Johnny Kincade will join us. John Kincade from 97.5 The Fan in Philly, the station of record, the show of record. No one knows Philly sports better than my man John Kincade. So he will join us at 10:30, and we'll get the lowdown on what's going on with the Philadelphia Eagles. Fly, birds, fly. So we'll have him at 10:30. Joey Johnston's going to join us at 11 o'clock to talk all things USF football. And then Josh Queipo will join us at 11:30 to talk a little bit of Bucs Eagles as well, and also kind of break down the Bucs defense, what we've seen so far. Recorded this interview yesterday. Really, really interesting stuff with Josh Queipo from the Pewter Report. So look forward to all that stuff and all your tomfoolery that you guys will put forth in the comments. We will get to that already. I see you guys very busy in there. So I'm going to go to Mike H real quick just because I want to promo something. Mike H, talking about the podcast Arrestus Estrada did, the Big O show that's out now that we posted on Monday with Matt Boyer, who was the bookie for Ipe, Otani's interpreter and bet placer, depending on how this is a fascinating hour of talk about the Otani situation, that scandal, and Matt Boyer as a celebrity bookmaker. And he talks a lot about athletes that he no names, of course, but athletes, how many athletes bet, how they bet, why they bet, celebrities, tech giants, all these folks that he's dealt with, takes us inside the back rooms of some of the big casinos where the whales play and the lifestyle that he lived. It's incredible stuff. It really, really is. And we talk a lot about the NFL and where this is going. And he has a very, very dire prediction from a guy that's been in the trenches of sports gambling for 3 decades. And I mean the trenches. He has a very, very dire prediction for gambling and people in this country, and it's worth watching and listening to, especially if you're someone who dabbles in sports gambling. It's a must listen to. Anyway, Mike says something doesn't add up with Otani and his translator. Guy lost $40 million, still owes the bookie $24 million, and they say he only took $17 million from Otani. Where did he get the rest of the money? They lived together. Well, let me correct something. So the guy bet over $300 million. Ipe bet over $300 million of Otani's money. He's already paid him $17 million and owes him $24 million. So that's just the money he lost. All right. So he bet the bets in total were over $300 million, and he lost $40 million. So did Otani know? Of course he knew. He knew he was gambling, and he knew he had a gambling problem. Whether he was actually part of the bets, that's for everybody else to decide. For me,
he was bad at gambling.
Yeah, he was very bad at gambling, by the way. If I'm Otani and I'm my friends and this is the problem. Would Otani do something untoward to get his friend, get a little information to get out of a big hole? Or would the bettors pressure him to do so? Now, Matt says no. He was kind of, and O says too. O knows Otani from his Japanese days and his days as a Rays broadcaster. And he's like, this guy's a robot. He is locked in. That's why he's so good. You got to listen to the podcast. It's really, really interesting stuff. We're going to play portions of it next week once we get past this Eagles game. So we'll take some clips out of it, and we'll have O on to talk a little bit about it. It's fascinating. But if you want to listen to the whole thing, go check it out. It's the Big O Show on FanStream Sports Tampa. You can get it on our YouTube page, FanStream Sports Dallas. It's fantastic. You go to get it on Apple and Spotify as well, the Big O Show.
Or at fanstreamsports.com.
Yeah, fanstreamsports.com. Yes, we got to start talking a little bit more about that. That's my bad, partner. We got to We have relaunched our website, and it is fabulous. So, folks, if you're looking for full coverage of Tampa Bay sports, all the shows and the content that we're putting out, plus national sports, everything, fanstreamsports.com. You can choose Tampa, Ohio, Dallas, and there's tons of great content on there. So
national news on the homepage. Yeah, all the breaking sports news. Doesn't matter where it's at, fanstreamsports.com.
So you need just one-stop shop, and it's not behind a paywall. So there you go. And it's true and perfect in every way.
Yeah. We work really hard on that thing. So you
no
guys
false
enjoy
narratives. Well, Tim does. No false narratives allowed on the website. So there you go. All right. So let's get into a little bit of Bucs Eagles here. So the word is that Lane Johnston has a neck injury, right tackle for the Eagles. Word is he's going to play. We'll hear more from Johnny Kincade here in a little bit. We'll get an update on their issues. Now, as far as the Bucs are concerned, it looks very much like Chris Godwin is in play. From everything we heard from Baker and Bulls yesterday, and I asked Baker about Chris specifically, what he looked like in practice, and he was like, great, look really, really good. He's cutting well, running the routes, doing everything. So he's good to go, and I think he's definitely going to play, especially with Evans out. Now, Wirfs is a different question. Now, it seems like he's going to play, and Baker may have let it slip out. I'm not sure in what context he was talking about, but he did say, because I asked him about Wirfs, and he said basically, yeah, it'll be great to have Wirfs back at left tackle, Bredesen at left guard, and Graham back at center. So now I don't know if he was speaking of the future, but he certainly said that about, when we asked him about this week. So maybe that's how they're practicing. I don't know. But there is one huge clue about Godwin and Wirfs, someone that's been very public. And I don't think we talked about this enough. They didn't put him on 4-game IR to begin the season.
Yeah, I was just about to say that. Here's a reason why.
Yeah, so this has always been the plan. Now, plans don't, especially with injuries, don't go as planned, but this was the plan. And they told us that very loudly when they didn't put them on IR. So they have targeted them coming back for this game against the Eagles, and it tells you how much that the Bucs think this is important, because obviously getting home field throughout the playoffs is very important. You don't want to go to Philadelphia. You don't want to go to Washington. You don't want to go to, wherever you may be going. You want to stay home as much as possible during the playoffs, obviously, and you want to get a bye, and that's huge as well. And they circling this game as, all right, we need the tiebreaker against the Eagles. And I think that's absolutely 100% true. As much as we would kind of like to say, 3-0, maybe you take your foot off the gas a little bit, to make sure everybody's healthy for the rest of the run, that could be a strategy. I get that. But you also have to remember that there's no givens. There's no givens that you won't get more injuries and other injuries down the line. And you don't know if this comes down to this as the tie-breaking game and you kind of capitulated and said, you know what, we wanted to kind of lose that battle but win the war, and you're playing up in Philly on, January 20th, that sucks. That's a big, big suck. You don't want that. So I think rightly so, the Bucs are saying, look, if these guys can play, we're going to play them. We're going to play. We need all hands on deck to beat this Philadelphia team. That team that the Bucs have been putting out there with a completely makeshift offensive line cannot beat the Eagles, or it would be very, very difficult. With what they got up front in Carter, and it's too much. Jordan Davis and Jalen Carter have won championships at every level. I mean, these guys are freaking really, really good, and they dominate the line of scrimmage against your best. Against backups, it's going to be no contest. I mean, no freaking contest. Now, even if Wirfs comes back, the right side of your line is going to be Charlie Heck and whoever they decide to play at right guard, whether they bring Sweeney up or it's going to be Klein, going to be Haggard, whoever it's going to be. The right side is going to be a liability, clearly.
Right.
And Fangio's going to attack it relentlessly. And the Buccaneers know that, and they better freaking prepare for it. But at least they have it out, and that would be a left side that is ready to go. And that gives you something to play with. So the tactics in this game as far as injuries go are going to be really, really phenomenal. And the chess match is going to be phenomenal. And, this is Grizzard against Fangio, and it's going to be, that's going to be a tough one for Grizzard. But he's done a great job coaching around these injuries. I asked Bowles about that yesterday, and he kind of got a gleam in his eye about, man, you have no idea how good Josh has been. This is his first 3 games. You know, it's kind of like a Navy SEAL contest, right, where they try to make it as difficult an exercise as you possibly can. Hey, in your first 3 games as a play caller, we're going to take away all of your offensive linemen, Mike Evans, Chris Godwin. We're going to you end up that do all these things without your regular guys and call plays and try to win games. 2 of them are going to be on the road. Good luck. Good luck. And he's done it. And he's done it. He's done a hell of a job. And I think, Bowles kind of talked to that yesterday. So it's going to be a great chess match. It's going to be an incredible test of will with temperatures on the field probably into the 110s and 110s. Yeah. And you've got 2 of the best rosters in the NFL going at it. It's going to be a physical slobber knocker of a game. A.J. Brown is going to be out there throwing his weight around, his 240 pounds around. Devontae Smith's going to be running down the sidelines with his 4.2 speed. Jalen Hurts and his 600-pound squat is going to be doing his tush push. I mean, these guys are a formidable opponent. They won the freaking Super Bowl for a reason. But the Buccaneers have had their number 4 of the last 5 here in Tampa. And last year was a beatdown. A beatdown. Of course, no A.J. Brown, no Devontae Smith. So I'm not capitulating this game to the Eagles. I think if I'm on a betting side, I would probably bet the Eagles because I think they're healthier and they're scoring points defensively. They're a tough matchup for this Buccaneers team, especially with backup offensive linemen. This is a tough one for the Bucs. It's going to be tough. If I have to bet it, I won't bet it. I think it's too. It can go either way. I have no feel for it. Yeah, but I just think if I had to, I'd probably pick the Eagles. But I think it's going to be a hell of a football game. And listen, if the Bucs, somehow just disintegrated with all the injuries they've had and trying to figure things out, it wouldn't shock me, and I wouldn't be alarmed at it either. This is because the Eagles are a freaking really good football team on every level. So if you're a Bucs fan, just get your popcorn ready. Where's my big popcorn? I'll bring it in later. Yeah, it's going to be one hell of a game. And the Eagles are 2.5 point favorites, 3-point favorites in this one. The over-under, I think, is 44.5. So
I've got 3.5 and 44 as the total as of yesterday.
Yeah. And we talked a lot yesterday, as I brought it up to everybody, about the heat and the fact that the Eagles have decided to come in a day early, which really makes no sense because they're not weird. They're not going to be hanging out outside. They're going to be in an air-conditioned hotel room most of the time. They may do a workout on Friday and Saturday, but listen, ain't going to. That's just going to get you more depleted. Yeah. If they decide they want to go out and run around in the heat on Friday and Saturday, more power to you. That's dumb. One thing we've learned is that playing and practicing in the heat is not an advantage. It just gets you more dehydrated for the weekend. And the Bucs have, tried to figure that out and done indoor workouts and been better about it. But if the Eagles want to come down here and get dehydrated on Friday and Saturday, go ahead. Great idea. To you. More power to you. Not smart. But you can tell it's already in their head. And, I asked Baker yesterday, during the games, do you monitor not only your own team, obviously, but the other team and look for guys that are gassed? That are, throwing up or just not playing to their, when a guy fires off, if he's playing at 100%, and when you're wearing him down, and he's like, yeah, we get reports back from the line, from the receivers, like this guy's this, and they attack it, They look for it and they attack it. And Baker said yesterday, absolutely, it's an advantage. And we look for it and we attack those, and Bowles said it too. You have to be strong-minded. It's more about a mind game, and that's why they push him so hard in practice. It's like push through it. You get out there, and if you've done this at any level, even high school football, we used to do 3-a-days, like ridiculous pads in the morning, shells, and then pads in the afternoon. In South Florida, it's freaking brutal. And there's just times where you just want to quit. You're like, this is it. I'm done. I'm just done. And you got to push through. And but that same thing happens in games. You want to quit. You want to feel sorry for yourself. And that's when you have to step up and play. And that is a winning edge. That is a winning edge in games like this. And it will be the winning edge in the fourth quarter. If this is a close game, the team that is more mentally tough in the heat. And don't forget, like, Jordan Davis and Jalen Carter, they played at Georgia. This heat's not new for them at all. You grow up in Georgia, you play. It's probably harder on the plains of Georgia than it is in Tampa, to be quite honest. It's brutal, and so it's a lot of these guys come from college pedigrees that this heat is not going to be something that they haven't worked in before. But if you're not doing it on a daily basis, I do think it tests you a little bit more. No question about it. So, I think there's a lot of interesting parts to this game and a lot of interesting matchups that we'll talk about with Johnny Kincade and Josh Queipo. But to me, the mind over matter, mind over weather in this case is something that's going to play a huge role in this one. And listen, the Bucs have done a really good job on Saquon Barkley. And he is, obviously the bell cow, and the running game of the Eagles is something that they depend on to just absolutely bludgeon most teams they play. They have not been able to do that against the Buccaneers. And that is their kryptonite, quite frankly. If you can stop them from running the football and make Jalen Hurts throw. I'm not saying he's not a good thrower of the football. He is. That's why they won the Super Bowl. They can beat you in a lot of different ways. But it starts with stopping Saquon Barkley. And the Bucs have been really good against the run.
Well, remember in week 1, the Cowboys stopped Saquon Barkley in his tracks, and then Jalen Hurts didn't beat him with their arm. He beat him with his legs. But I think the Bucs defense obviously is way better than the Cowboys. They can have containment on the edges to stop him from running. So, dude, I know you're picking the Eagles. I've got the Bucs, man, and I've got them. I got the Bucs.
I don't want to say I'm picking the Eagles. Like, I don't even want to say that. I like, if I have to bet it, I think either to me this is a coin flip game. But
that's fair.
I'm giving the edge to the Eagles. It makes me sound dirty.
Do you want to play the Albert Breer stuff right now?
Picking the Eagles. Like, I don't even want to. Like, I won't even do it.
Such a hater.
It just I mean, you're right, but it didn't sound right. It
doesn't.
sit well with me because I hate Philly and I hate the Eagles. But I'm trying to be objective. That's kind of my job here.
You want to hear the play the Albert Breer stuff right now while we're on?
Yeah, let's do that.
So Albert Breer of SI, Monday Morning Quarterback fame, national NFL insider, appeared on our own buddy Jeff Tito Thidoff's show, Morning Juice on 97.1 The Fan this morning.
Tito!
Ahead of the Eagles and Bucs. And Tito asked him a very pointed question. Who's the better team, the Eagles or the Bucs? And his answer was interesting.
In Tampa Bay going at it this weekend. And, Tampa Bay, I think, probably has the edge because they're at home. But which team is the better team right now?
I mean, I'd still go with the Eagles, but I think it's relatively close. Like, they've done a nice job in Tampa of really kind of flipping the roster from the group that won with Tom, and that was an older group. And I just think, like, if you look at the depth of the team and the balance in the way that they built that roster, they won last week with 3 starting offensive linemen down, including both their tackles. So Tristan Wirfs didn't play. Obviously, he hasn't played yet. They're hoping to have him back on Sunday. Luke Gadecki, their right tackle, was also down. They got their center, Graham Barton, playing left tackle, which he played that position at Duke. They're without Cody Mock, who's a good young guard for them. I don't know very many teams that will be able to keep their head above water with that sort of attrition, playing against a front like the Jets have. And, so their ability to survive things like that. Chris Godwin hasn't played yet. And they've got Emeka Buka up and ready to go. And you guys know how well he's played. I just think across the board, it's a really well-run operation right now, And so I picked Tampa to win because the game's down there. I still think Philly's probably a better team. But I do think Tampa's closed the gap. And they've been in the playoffs 5 years in a row now. They've won the division 4 years in a row. It's a good, consistent operation. I think Baker is playing at a really high level, and I think they have a real chance to knock off Philly on Sunday.
Yeah, all right. So he basically said the same thing I said.
Yep.
I mean, I think we all look at this game as these are 2 elite teams. But the Bucs are beat up, and they're beat up in a lot of key categories. And, we didn't even mention that Mike Evans is not going to play. Yeah. And the offense starts with Mike Evans and that threat and the double team that he requires. And then everything works off that. So that's not there. How do you win? Not that they can't, but they have, when Mike was out last year, they didn't win. Now they played some very tough teams on the road, but they didn't win. So it's going to be a task. And and this is what it's all about, baby. This is what, regular season, it doesn't get much better than this with the rivalry and everything. All right, let's take a quick break. When we come back on the other side, John Kincade from 97.5 The Fan in Philly is waiting to talk some trash. And nobody can do it like Johnny. He's going to talk some trash. Maybe. We'll see.
Maybe.
And we're brought to you by the Jeeves Law Group, JEEVESLawgroup.com. They are local, they are trusted, and they get results. Get your free consultation at JeevesLawGroup.com. Give them a call, email them, set something up. Tell them JP sent you. Not attorney spokesman, offices Tampa and St. Pete. And by the great folks at Genesis of Tampa. We got a grand opening weekend coming up next week. Friday, Saturday, Sunday. You got to be there. Have all kinds of food and drinks and great cars and all kinds of fun. We'll be watching football as well. Genesis of Tampa, just off of Bears Avenue at 275 there in Tampa. Back in 3. Stay with us.
Experience the art of driving at Genesis of Tampa, where luxury meets innovation and every detail is crafted for you. From the bold G70 to the refined GV80, Genesis delivers power, elegance, and technology years ahead of its time. Book service online, and our Genesis Experience advisors will pick you up and drop off your vehicle. If available, you can enjoy a courtesy car while yours gets a complimentary interior vacuum plus a generous offer for your trade. Every new Genesis comes with the Miracle Advantage Plan, 10 years or 250,000 miles of powertrain warranty and 4 years of complimentary maintenance. Visit us at 801 East Bears Avenue or online at genesisoftampa.com. Genesis of Tampa, luxury redefined. Italiano Insurance would like to congratulate the Bucs on their 50th anniversary season. And you know what? We've been here for every season and then some, over 60 years in business. We've seen some smart coaches with great game plans, but if you don't have flood insurance or business insurance, that's a terrible game plan. That could ruin you financially. You don't want to take that L. So call 813-877-7799 and let their friendly agents quarterback your insurance and save you big money. Italiano also sponsors our FSU report every week, so go Noles. 813-877-7799 or go to italianoinsurance.com. JP here for Riveters, our new official sports bar and grill of the JP Peterson Show. And just like our show, no BS, no corporate chain feel, just amazing, authentic folks serving great comfort food in a casual atmosphere at unheard of prices. Riveters is located just south of Raymond James and Steinbrenner Field on Dale Mabry, walking distance to the park, so free parking, great place for pregame and postgame. Let's talk about fresh food. Nothing is frozen. Burgers, wings, prime rib, roasted fresh daily, never frozen. That makes a huge difference. The mahi, the salmon, also super fresh. All our sauces are original recipes made in-house. Our Warhawk chili and fully loaded potato soup is made fresh in-house. It's the best food anywhere, served by people who actually care. Riveters on Dale Mabry, just north of 275, just south of where the Bucs and Rays play. We'll see you there. Are you looking to renovate your home, rebuild after the hurricanes, or build your dream home from scratch? Well, let me tell you about my friend Jason Fawcett and On-Site Construction. They have over 1,450 satisfied clients, 25 years of experience, over 500 designs, and a talented team of over 40 construction professionals. They believe building something exceptional begins by truly focusing on all the details, even the smallest ones. We understand that construction can be a daunting process, and we're here to make it as smooth and stress-free as possible. Quality is non-negotiable at On-Site Construction. We use the finest materials, employ the most skilled tradespeople, and adhere to the highest industry standards to deliver a product we're proud of and that you're going to love. Our project management is meticulous with a focus on completing projects on time and on budget. Your happiness is our primary driver. So give us a call at 813-579-5789 or check out our incredible website at onsiteconstructionfl.com. Are you having legal issues with a business partner or other legal business issues? The attorneys at Walters, Levine, and DeGrave can help. Call 800-616-0384 for a free consultation. At Walters, Levine, and DeGrave, we've redefined what a law firm can be with top-tier attorneys, personal service, and 26 years of success. From business law to civil litigation, we deliver smart, client-focused solutions. Walters, Levine, and DeGrave recently won a $6.4 million jury verdict from a large real estate developer, and they can win for you too. Walters, Levine, and DeGrave. Let's solve it together. Not attorney spokesman. For a free consultation, call 800-616-0384 or go to walterslevine.com. Offices Tampa, Sarasota.
Let's go.
Right now, back to the show on FanStream Sports.
All right, welcome back to the JP Peterson Show, brought to you by the great folks at Italiano Insurance, 813-877-7799. Let them do all the work. You save all the money. Let them shop around your auto insurance, your home insurance, your business insurance, all that good stuff. Just give them a call, 813-877-7799. Let them do all the work. All right, let's welcome in the Philadelphia and Atlanta, my former colleague, broadcasting icon. He is the great John Kincade from 97.5 The Fan in Philly. What's up, brother? How are you?
How are you doing, JP?
Hey, you look great. You look great for a guy that's beat cancer 3 times. You look fantastic.
Well, last time I was on your show, I was, just coming off double chemo.
Yeah. How do you have better hair than me? You've had cancer 3 times. Look at that.
It's like, look. It is called God is Good, and I have worked hard with a trainer and everything to get myself healthy and strong.
Good man. And
I have said to myself, I got a 4th lease on life, and I'm going to make it count. And I saw a second Super Bowl parade, which was great because I never thought I'd see one as an Eagles fan. And I saw one, and now I saw a second, and I'm thirsty for a third. And we're ready for Red October again here in Philly. So, and very excited to be getting on a plane tomorrow to come to your town, where my brother was in the sheriff's department in Hillsborough for 28 years. I love Tampa. I've told you that many times. I love Tampa Bay. Going to Burns Saturday night for dinner. I mean, there's nothing better.
I'll have to join you.
And look, we got like 380 people on our flight tomorrow, 370 Birds fans coming down with us. And so we will have a nice tailgate going. We're at the Wyndham Grand in Clearwater. I think we have the whole hotel. So we're looking forward to a big weekend. And you guys, it's always a great time at Raymond James. It's always a great time.
300 plus Eagles fans you're bringing down. You guys
that's just the people who are traveling just with our show and our trip.
Your junket.
That's just, I mean, it's great. There was the flights I think they said they added 7 flights between yesterday and today. Today and tomorrow. Let me speak right. Today and tomorrow, they had 7 flights between the airlines between Philadelphia and Tampa. So the whole city's going to be overrun.
Oh, shit.
Wow.
We're looking forward to it. And you guys are always hospitable, but the one thing you're not hospitable about is letting us go down there and freaking win.
Yeah, well, that's not happening.
You're not friendly host for that. And that is my college classmate, Todd Bowles, who never is hospitable like that. It could be because, JP, since last time I was on you, I'm now in the Temple Hall of Fame.
Wow. Are you?
Todd is not. But Todd also makes around maybe 5-6 million more a year than I do. Yeah, so I think he's okay with that.
Yeah, finally, he finally got paid this year.
He finally did. He had to hold him at gunpoint to finally get paid. For God's sake.
He said yesterday someone said that he might be a hero in Philadelphia because of his stance on the tush push.
I cried BS on that, by the way.
Yeah, I said the only place I may be a hero is Ishkabibbles.
Ishkabibbles, which is what his favorite cheesesteak place in Philly. He's a Temple guy. It is a great cheesesteak. Yeah. But here's where I'm going to cry BS on Todd. The Tampa Bay Bucs were one of the cowardly organizations that voted to ban the tush push.
It's true.
So Todd, if you had found your voice and actually stood up and said, "We're not going to put on skirts," I respect the Bucs organization. I respect Todd Bowles like to the moon and back. But if Todd had found his voice, there wouldn't have been a vote against the tush push from Tampa Bay. So I don't want to hear now like, well, I really, stop the play. Come on, that's a joke.
Listen,
Absolute
it's
joke.
not his call. It's not
Get
his
out of here.
call.
Get out. You mean to tell me? Wait. You mean to tell me if Todd Bowles goes into the office and says, "Come on, we look like a bunch of sissies. We look like a bunch of sissies that we're voting against this. Come on." You mean to tell me that they would go against Todd? He didn't find it. He didn't find his voice.
Yes, they will.
This is how it works, partner. See, we have football coaches and then we have executives.
Oh, we know that.
And the
It's sort of like
executives
radio.
are there to save the football coaches from their hubris. And
There
that's
we go.
that is he can have his opinion and it's wonderful and I might agree with it, by the way. But I also said if it's my job if they're going to ask me for a vote, and say, "Hey, you guys want this or not?" And that's one of my chief rivals, and it's a play that's going to kick my ass. I'm going to say, "I respect you, Todd Bowles. That is wonderful for you as a coach to have that opinion. But it's my job as an if they're going to ask me for a vote, I'm going to say no."
But here's what I like about you, JP, and I've always liked it, is the fact is you've never had a problem with voicing your opinion and then standing up and backing it up. No. You see, what we have is we have Mr. Wax Your Eyebrows, Matt LaFleur, and probably waxes a lot of other places too, is Matt LaFleur. Oh, player safety issues. And then I saw Sean McVay. This past weekend and another one that literally they should take the urinals out of these teams' locker rooms because this is like it's a player safety issue. No, it's not. There's no data to that. There's no player safety issue. You guys are just a bunch of I'm not going to say that. I'm not going to get in trouble
on this show.
I can't. I'll get in trouble. But look, you guys can say whatever you want. You're smart. But the thing is, I'm not going to disagree. But it's the idea is that it's not a player safety issue. It's nothing. It's one team can do something and can dominate the other. And now they're trying to do the Zapruder film and trying to say, oh, well, now the Eagles are jumping off. It can't be legislated. This play can't be right. They're trying to.
Well, they need to stop jumping the count. Mekhi Becton needs to stop jumping the count. That's clearly.
Well, no, Mekhi Becton's a Charger now.
I mean, whatever.
So he's brought it to. They got him paid. He's out there for Harbaugh. And what's Jim Harbaugh done? All 3 weeks, he's run the tush push, and nobody's talking about it. Like Jim Harbaugh runs the tush push, and God knows, with a Chargers game coming up for the Eagles, I'm looking every week on the Eagles sideline, thinking somebody's in disguise. With Harbaugh, he probably has people in disguise trying to steal stuff.
He would never do that. He would
I'm
never
sorry to take over like this, JP.
He would not. This is why we have you on.
I'm very chatty.
I'll just head to the restroom. Timmy's just watching.
By the way, I do want to tell you one thing first because I don't want to forget this. So celebrating beating cancer 3 times. So I went out. My buddy's on. I got my friends on the soap. So I went out to see my friend Josh Morrow out the Young and the Restless, and I went on The Price Is Right.
You were on the show?
I went out August 8th for a taping of The Price
Come
Is
on
Right.
down.
I am under a non-disclosure agreement because the episode will not air until next June, but you'll be able to see it next June. And let's just say it will be a fun day to watch The Price Is Right. I'll tell you all about it.
Is this the Drew Carey, right? Is he still on
Drew
it?
Carey. And I can tell you, Drew is a really great guy.
Sure.
So all I can say is my shirt was I beat cancer 3 times to get the price right.
And let's all
there you go.
Men of similar age.
So
Why did we watch The Price Is Right when we were
Because we were home
kids?
from school.
Man, I love The Price Is Right back in the day.
Now, so there you go.
And
the models.
The
models were smoking hot.
Well, they still are, even though they now have dudes modeling.
What?
Yeah, they have dudes now.
Come on.
Yes, they do. And they have dudes. And sometimes the dudes are even like shirtless, like doing beat when they're going to like, yes, they do. I'm not lying to you.
Well, you know what?
Most of the people that are watching are women.
I'm not kidding you. They have a former Raven. A former Baltimore Raven is one of the male models on The Price Is Right.
Well, with all the women that are watching, that's pretty smart.
It works. Look, it works for it. I mean,
it worked for us.
With that,
it got young boys to watch, so
it works.
Yeah,
there
you go.
So
smart.
You're gonna have to watch. I'll tell you the date. It's June 29th. You can mark it on your calendar.
Did you wear you wear some Birds gear or something? What'd you wear?
I have my Lucky Birds sneakers on that day.
Yeah.
And let's just say it's a good day. That's all I'm gonna tell you. It's a good day to be on. June
Hey,
29th.
Siri, remind me to watch Price is Right on June 29th, 2020.
There you go.
You won the
Love that.
showcase. He won the
There you go.
showcase.
You never know what
Did you bet $1? Did you go under? Did you go under?
May have won nothing. I'm zipped.
Oh,
Because you know if you talk about it happened, you don't get your prizes.
Oh, well, then
So-
you must have won
So you
something
don't get him
big.
until after the show airs, then, huh?
Yes. So the year's supply of turtle wax, I don't want to put at risk.
Awesome.
As
So
if I ever have waxed a car.
this
in
is
my life.
so. Speaking of this tush push, this is the silliest stuff, but it's
Yes.
like this is what people care about when we talk about Desmond Watson, who is a
Yes.
practice squad player, 460-pound University of
sweating
Florida.
honey mustard. Honestly.
Local kid from Tampa Bay, Armwood High School. When we talk about him, everybody like it's the most read articles, it's the most watched videos, and the guy
Right.
doesn't even play, didn't even make the team. But he got re-signed this week, and everybody's been talking. Well, it's just for the tush push. Now,
Please.
Bulls put a huge damper on that yesterday and said, no, he's not going to play this week.
I told
No.
y'all.
Yeah.
Well, they say he's pretending to be Jordan Davis in
Yes.
in practice.
Yes, he's
Have
giving
you
him a look.
seen- Look, Jordan Davis ran 18.8 miles an hour
Insane.
after the blockade. Are
Insane.
you kidding? I'm just going to say
insane.
this. Your boy ain't running 18.8 miles an hour unless somebody just opened the box of donuts. And
It's
he
like
wants
Larry
to get
Allen
there
taking
first.
down that
That's
safety
mean.
back
This
in the
guy's
day.
trying to lose weight to save his life.
Come
and you're
on.
Come on. My
Come
God.
on. Are you
All
kidding
right,
me?
so-
The minute he walks in, Wendy starts sweating. She just starts sweating. Like you can see the beads of sweat dropping down
so
her face.
mean. He's such a
Oh
nice
my
young
gosh.
man.
Like Ronald McDonald's makeup just starts going down his
It
face.
would be one of the great storylines if for some reason this game came down to a fourth down and they trot that guy on and he comes up and him and Vita Vea stuff that
Well,
thing.
Vita Vea,
It'd
man.
be the biggest. It would be the biggest fat man
would be
celebration
amazing.
in the history of celebrations. It would be a great story.
You
but I
hear
don't think
Chick-fil-A, you just hear you hear chop. You hear the guy in the back just starts chopping heads. He's like, oh God, he sees him in the parking lot. He just starts knocking heads and chickens.
Oh
off.
my God, you are mean. I'm going to show this. I'm going to show this to him, and he's going to get
I'm
lose
telling
10
you.
pounds just thinking
I'll
about it.
tell you. All I know is this: you guys are never hospitable. But you know who I love with the Buccaneers?
Who?
We've been talking
Besides
about
Todd
it.
Bowles.
Well, I love Todd. We love Baker Mayfield. My
He's a
partner
Philly
Andrew and I.
kinda guy.
You'll join us tomorrow morning. Like to me, Baker Mayfield is one of the top 5 must-watch players in the NFL.
Absolutely.
Sure.
Absolutely.
I think he is. And to me, the fact that he got to you guys, the fact that he ever ended up there, the fact that he was ever available when all the teams that need quarterbacks in the NFL, and so many people miscalculated on Baker
Yeah.
Mayfield.
Yeah.
Because now he needed some growing up. Like in his maturation process.
Sure.
But I'll tell you this much. I love watching him play. And I think he's dangerous as hell.
From the moment he got here, first press conference, we all threw out the bait. He didn't take any of it. He remained humble. He remained humble and has just been an absolute model citizen. He has absolutely captured the hearts and minds of the fans and the community. He and his wife, Emily, are out there at every charity event doing everything. He's out at the Salt Shack with Tristan having beers, shotgunning beers on the side of the golf course. He's one of us,
That's awesome.
man. You want to talk about good fit? He is one of us. We are a blue-collar
appears
town.
it.
We're not Miami. We don't want to be Miami. We're not
No.
Orlando. We're freaking
No.
Tampa Bay, and we're a blue-collar town. We're a hard-working town. We're a hard-nosed town. And this mofo, he is the epitome of what Tampa Bay is all about. And that's why this story is just so good. This team is so close-knit. They run through the wall for him and their head coach. I've never seen chemistry like this. Now, that's not going to win you a Super Bowl. It's going to help a hell of a lot. You still got to have talent, and this team has talent. But Baker is just when you have a guy, and you know this, Johnny, when you have a guy in the quarterback position that everybody on your team knows, if we're in this game, if it's a one-score game late in the game, all we got to do is get him the ball. And that makes everybody play so much harder. When you don't have that, half the team's like, yeah, what does it matter anyway? This jamoke we got playing here, there's no way he's going to get us down the field. And it tanks your entire team. But when you got a guy like this or a Tom Brady or Jalen Hurts, it changes the entire dynamic about winning games.
I had people before the season. I picked the Bucs as the 2 seed.
Yeah,
going into the year, and I think we texted about it during the summer.
Yeah, absolutely.
I had the Bucs when I did my preseason, put it out on Twitter. I had the Bucs as a 2 seed, and I had all this pushback from people. And I said, "Look, the Bucs are in the Mickey Mouse division. With all due respect, the Bucs are they're such the class of that division." I said they're going to push. They have a chance to push the Eagles for the 1 seed.
That's
and
right.
I said, and plus, if we haven't seen enough here in Philly. They're the organization that has been able to find a way and have a coaching staff and a roster that has found a way to give the Eagles problems. And the Eagles have been beaten up. Now, this is, the last 2 times they've gone to Raymond James Stadium, A.J. Brown has not played.
Right.
And when the Eagles offense does not have A.J. Brown, it just doesn't look the same.
No,
and that's going to be that'll be much, much different on Sunday. Last year, when we rolled in, no A.J. Brown, no Lane Johnson. And
no Devontae Smith.
Yeah, no Devontae Smith. And last week, when Lane Johnson went down in that game, and there's no Lane Johnson, and they had to put in, let's just put Matt Pryor went in the game. And it should have been prior arrests because they should have been able to get somebody in there to take him out in the back of a squad car. Because it took them bringing in Fred Johnson in the second half, and all of a sudden everything stabilized. Because when Pryor was in the game, I mean, Jalen Hurts was honestly he was getting just harassed constantly. And but then once Fred Johnson came in, everything stabilized, and so you're going to see a lot of Fred Johnson in there. But Lane Johnson is playing, so Lane Johnson, Lane Johnson will be playing in the game. He fully expects to play.
What about Zach Bond? I heard he had a knee brace on. What's going on with him?
He did have a knee brace on, but expect some. I do not expect there's any reason to think he's not playing, but I would say that seeing him in a knee brace yesterday shocked the hell out of the entire Eagles media. Yeah. Nobody knew it. Nobody knew anything about that. So it's something to watch for. That's something to watch for.
He didn't practice yesterday, right, John?
No, he did not. But you got to understand with Nick Sirianni is if you've ever been to Sandals, if you've been to a Sandals, you've been to the Eagles practices. Because honestly, the only thing missing is that swirly machine where you pick like the red one, the frozen drink, or because Nick Sirianni, it's amazing. His approach to training camp, his approach to weekly practices, things like that, they practice shorter periods of time than any NFL coach I've ever seen. They're very, very efficient with it. He's different. He gives guys time off all the time. JP and I used to see it when back in the day when Tony Gonzalez would just do his yoga pants routines on the sideline and just stretch. That's what, because that was what Tony was allowed to do. And then
all he needed to do. Yeah.
And that's how they Julio Jones then said, "Oh, well, I want to do that." But in Philly,
would have never practice. Yeah.
But in Philly, they literally will go, "Okay, Jalen Carter, we want you fresh on Sunday, so you're not practicing Wednesday." I would fully expect you'll see full participants for those guys, whether it's not today or otherwise. I don't think you're going to see a problem there. But the Eagles are beaten up. They got it is surprising. The corner position, cornerback 2, is a problem. It's an issue.
What's going on in the back in the secondary then?
Well, the one thing is that they allowed that position to be one that they said we're going to be able to. Keely Ringo, we think can ascend. Keely Ringo hasn't been ascending. It's sort of like Trump's escalator the other day where it just stopped. Very similar, very similar. Keely has not been able to ascend enough, but you're going to see some Keely Ringo on Sunday. But the Eagles have one of the youngest defenses in the NFL again, and one of the most athletic and dynamic defenses. But there are opportunities to be made in the passing game for Baker if he's got anybody to throw to. Yeah. I just don't know if they're going to be able to exploit it. That's the thing is that
Godwin's back. Godwin's going to be back this week.
But if Godwin's back, and so Godwin's back, then you've got Quinyon Mitchell. And honestly, Quinyon Mitchell is going to, I would expect, is going to be following Godwin around like, probably the Drakkar Noir that you used to wear in college. Very similar. It's going to be stuck to him. It's just going to stink on him.
Stuck to you like a jealous lover.
Yes, it's going to be bad. Exactly. It's going to be bad. So I'm not really worried. I think Godwin will make his plays. You're not gonna stop him.
You're gonna face Ibuka, who's just the most
Ibuka's
ridiculous.
fantastic.
Rookie.
How's that groin? How's his groin? Did you check his
He's
groin
fine.
for?
He's fine.
Not to get too
He was hurt last
Not
week.
to get too personal.
He was. I asked him, "How's your groin?"
Okay, good. Yes,
he's good. He said my groin's fine. I said
you're gonna end up on a watch list.
Mine too. Thanks for asking.
That's right. Last week, John, he asked Chase McLaughlin for a ball inspection.
Yeah.
Well,
I want to talk about your ball. I said, let me talk about your ball preparation.
Believe me,
he said,
he looks like JP off the tee. The way that kid's been taken.
Very much.
Very similar. Doesn't know where it's going.
Oh, he got it back last week. He got it left. But I am concerned about this new Jalen Carter, Jordan Davis teaming up on some poor backup offensive lineman in field goal protection.
Yeah,
I mean, that's
you ready for that? Y'all ready for that?
Who gets that? You?
I'm telling you, right? Yeah, they are those two. They're look, and you know all about the Georgia football program. You know where it's at.
Jesus.
These guys are. It's like Howie Roseman. It's like at some point when Howie got his second chance to just run the organization, he said, you know what? Instead of going to like Oregon State or someplace, he goes, I'm just going to go down to the SEC and just start grabbing players from the best programs. So we're going to hit Alabama. We're going to hit Georgia and Alabama, and we're actually going to have an apartment in Athens, and we have an apartment in Athens and an apartment in Tuscaloosa where our scouts can just go and stay. And we're going to know these programs and the coaching staff like the inside, and that's what they do. I mean, it's amazing what Jalen Carter is. I'm telling you, Jalen Carter's having a day Sunday.
Yeah.
He's healthy.
He's healthy. He's ready to go.
Yeah, he's healthy. He's ready to go, and he's going to be trouble on Sunday. But Jordan Davis has just been absolutely incredible. The slim down, it's taken him a while.
How big is he now?
Oh, I don't know, 330. But he's so fit. He's so strong and he's so fast. And it's incredible what he's managed to do. So this is a really good young Eagles team that it's the quarterback too is where I would be concerned about. But the exciting whites are ready to get after. That secondary you got to be watching because as we call them here, the exciting whites with Reed Blankenship and Cooper DeJean. Yes, they're very popular here. That's the most popular T-shirt. Most popular T-shirt in Philly is the Exciting Whites. Everybody's all over it, much like your show, JP.
Yes, yes,
very similar.
Much so. Very much so. I think that this matchup between those two guys up front and the backup linemen, I don't know how often or which side they line up on, but even if
they move around. Yeah.
That's my point. So they're going to spend a lot of time on the Buccaneers' right side with Charlie Heck, backup right tackle, who's not very good. And then whoever's going to play right guard, it could be Elijah Klein, second-year player. Could be Haggard. They could bring up Sweeney, who they got for the Bills practice squad last week, who's much bigger and more experienced. So I don't know who it's going to be, but they're going to get a whole lot of both of those guys. And I know that's where Fangio's going to go, attack that weakness on the right side of the Buccaneers.
They've been blitzing a lot, but I don't think they're going to blitz Baker Mayfield a lot. They've been blitzing a lot. I don't think they're blitzing Baker Mayfield a lot. That's something the Eagles have been showing a lot. I don't think they're going to – I think they may pretend to show it, but then they're going to drop back. I don't think – they're not going to let Baker Mayfield – his over-under, I was looking this morning, 17.5 rushing yards because we're all obsessed here in Philly with our betting apps.
Yes, of course.
I was sitting next to a nun at church the other day. I think she was checking the second half line to the Oklahoma game.
Baker's over on rushing has been an automatic since last year.
17.5 yards. I'm like, okay, I think I'm going to slide the little bar over, make it like 27.5, because I think there's going to be plays for him up the middle because when the Eagles do that hard charge, Baker's smart. A little hesitation.
He knows where to go.
He's going to find places to go.
All right, who's going to win? What do you got?
Eagles are winning. Eagles are winning. I think if the Buccaneers, I believe this will be the first of two meetings.
Yes, I believe so.
And I'm hoping
the 3.5.
Yes, they do. Okay. The Eagles will cover the 3.5. What's the over under?
44.5.
I'm going under.
Yeah, I think so.
I'm going under because that will be the amount of bottles of water that I will need to drink though.
Yeah. We're going to run out of water on the visitor side.
After dinner it burns, and then going out like 95, 105, whatever they're calling, like the real feel. I saw, what's this real feel crap, by the way?
Heat index.
I saw it like Channel 13. I was watching the fine folks at Channel 13. The real field temperature of Sunday. Just tell me what it's going to be. It's going to be hot?
It's the hot version of the, like when it's cold and they say it feels like this.
Okay. Well, they said it's going to be the hottest Buccaneers game since last year's Eagles game. So I'm blaming JP Peterson, who my partner Andrew, just every time we reference your work or your tweets or something, JP, he goes, J. Jonah Jameson. He goes, our friend J. Jonah Jameson in Tampa. So whatever we did. So he's a big Spider-Man fan. So tomorrow you join us in Philly. So
yes, I cannot wait.
Into the Lions Den. The Birds win the game. I'm going to tell you, I'm going to go 23-13.
Wow.
Yeah.
I don't think it's going to be a high scoring game. I think it's going to be a lot of punts.
I think it's a flip 'em game, and I think the edge goes to the Eagles because the Bucs have just been so beat up. They're so beat up on so many levels, and I just don't know if they can sustain against a really, really quality team like this.
If the Bucs are healthy, I'm going to tell you right now, if the Bucs had their complete healthy roster at both teams,
pick the Bucs
I'm not sure. I think I picked the Bucs in a tight game.
Yeah, I would pick the Bucs all day.
Until the Eagles show they can go down to Tampa and win.
I mean, you got to do it. Kalijah Cansey out for the year. Cody Mark, right guard, out for the year. Keefe, who's kind of a tone setter, as Baker said yesterday. Kind of a blocking back, but a tone setter that they use in a lot of different ways in the physical part of the run game. And I said, well, do you run the same plays? Does somebody just fill in for Cope? He said, no.
Yeah,
we can't even run the play. We can't even run those plays. We don't have somebody like him. So and Gedeke is another one, our right tackle, who's a tone setter. It's a self-appointed glass eater. So we got all these guys that set the tone physically for this team, and Mike Evans does that as well. And none of them are playing. It's not the core of the team has kind of been ripped out. And I hate to say that, but it's true. And
I hate to see it. You can see the tear coming down my eye. All I want to know is I want the rematch because I do believe this will be a rematch. I mean, I picked the Bucs to be the 2 seed. Yeah. The rematch will be in South Philadelphia.
And whoever wins this game will host that game.
Yeah, we'll probably get the rematch at home too.
Even though the Bucs have 4 nasty road games to go, I think the Eagles have like 2 that I would consider really nasty road games. So the Bucs have a much more nasty road schedule from this point on. I think it's a much more critical game for Tampa to win if they want the 1 seed.
Yeah.
So because that division you're in, for God's sakes.
Yeah.
Seriously.
It's kind of nice.
They should put the Mickey Mouse ears on
What did you
top.
say? Sandals? Yeah, it's like being in sandals. Being
oh
in the
my
NFC
gosh,
South.
it's terrible. It's just terrible. It's imagine that Arthur Blank can't find a way to build a winner. Shocking. Shocking.
They find these other teams find a way to piss us off when we play them. But it's nice. It's nice to have a division that if you get to 10 wins, you're in.
I love it.
Nine will sometimes do an even 8 if you need.
Well, I'm hoping. I'm already planning the blizzard for the rematch. So I'm already planning for that. The real field temperature is you're all going to freeze your balls.
Freeze
off.
your ass off.
That's what I want. No, I want it worse. Not your butt. I want it real cold.
The Philly's going to win it all. The Philly's going to win it all.
Philly should win it all. They should.
Wow.
They should. I think they're playing the best ball of the contending teams. They're sort of peaking at the right time. And right now the Dodgers aren't playing very well. The one thing is the team that I would worry most about them losing to is the Dodgers. And they're going to most likely face the Dodgers in a 5-game series, which I think sucks. Because to me, the Dodgers are the most likely team to beat them, and the Dodgers are going to get them in a 5-game series where they could lose that series. But and just a little betting thing for you: the Phillies will be the 2 seed. No 2 seed has ever won a series.
Yeah.
Really? No 2 seed. Yeah. Nope. 3. There's only been 3 years, but every single 2 seed has lost in the National League or American League divisional series. So the Phillies will be looking at Buck history there, but I think they're going to be able to do it. So, and we loved watching the Mets collapse. So, but
didn't we all?
You guys, it's great. Can't wait to get to Tampa tomorrow. We love Tampa. And by the way, your airport, for God's sakes, whoever designed that place, please come up to Philadelphia and design us an airport. Because our airport is like if a Greyhound terminal meant like one of those reality shows where they're like challenging who can accomplish stuff. Can you climb over stuff? Can you do like, and then you go to Tampa and you're like in Tampa, you're like, oh my gosh, I just landed in the middle of a Nordstrom.
Yes,
this is amazing.
Beautiful.
I love
It's
this
beautiful.
place.
The best design ever, without question.
I love you guys, and I love you too, JP.
All right, well, listen, let's catch up when you get here. We've got some stuff planned for the whole crew here, so I'll see you when you get here.
Take care, man. We'll see you there.
All right, great, Jack. I'll see you tomorrow morning.
See you.
Great, John Kincade right there. All right, so he's picking Philly, and I feel dirty because I'm picking Philly too. I feel dirty.
Bucs, 28-24 Bucs.
You're just a homer. You're just a homer.
Fourth quarter, not a last minute drive.
I may change my pick.
I may change my pick quarter drive just because
my stomach is souring. You know, I just can't live with myself picking Philly. It's disgusting. So many levels.
We got
just trying to be objective for you people. This is what I do. I deny myself. I deny my own emotions just to be objective for you people, to let you know how I truly feel.
I like my emotions.
But I think that's the core of it, is what I just explained. When you take out, and Baker talked about this yesterday, you know, when you take out Cody and you take out Gedeke and you take out Kalijah, you know, these are all guys, and Keith, these are all physical tone setters. And there's certain guys on your team that do that. And who's replacing them? It's hard to find dudes like that. It just is. And especially when you're playing a team like the Eagles, you got to have those guys. And you don't. Not good.
I can't be a homer with my Cowboys, because if I am, I look like an idiot. So I'm going to be a homer with the Bucs.
Okay. All right. Welcome aboard. All right. Quick break. When we come back, Joey Johnston's going to join us, talk a little USF football, maybe a little basketball too. All kinds of fun stuff. So we'll take a quick break. We're brought to you by the great folks at the Gold and Diamond Source. You know, gold has never been at a higher value right now. So grab all those Guido change and Italian horns that you had back in the day that have been sitting in that jewelry box. You think you're going to wear them for Halloween or something? Now, just bring them in. Get the high gold price for you. They'll give you a nice cash offer for it. Then you could buy something nice there at a better discount as well. So Gold and Diamond Source is where you need to be, folks. 3800 Omerton Road. And if you're looking for that engagement ring, it's a no-brainer. The best staff, the best prices, the best everything. The Gold and Diamond Source. 3800 Omerton Road. Always online at goldendiamond.com. Back in 3 with Joey Johnston. Stay with us. The Gold and Diamond Source is working every day to be your family jeweler. Right now, a $5,000 engagement ring with 0% interest can be yours for just $83. So don't let the holidays sneak up on you this year. Now is the time to get ahead with their in-store layaway. Trade in your old jewelry for cash. Gold has never been higher. The Gold and Diamond Source is offering the highest ever trade-in values for your gold and diamond jewelry. Now is the time to get your holiday shopping started. So come in now, relax, shop, and save at the Gold and Diamond Source. We love Julie and Steve Weintraub, great local philanthropists, and you can find them at 3800 Omerton Road in Clearwater, where you'll always find the perfect gift, only at the Gold and Diamond Source. Welcome to Kingmakers, home of the JP Peterson Show studio and Tampa's premier business networking and social club for members only. By day, it's an exclusive, vibrant co-working space with a stylish conference room, focus rooms, a full production studio, and an in-house marketing team. And by night, Kingmakers transforms into a sports-centric social hub with a full sports bar, golf simulator, and exclusive events. For young entrepreneurs and seasoned professionals, it's the perfect place to work hard, play hard, and make big moves in Midtown Tampa. Close the deal, celebrate the win. Only at Kingmakers. Become a member today at kingmakerstampa.com. Your business, your club. JP here for the Jeeves Law Group and my man Scott Jeeves, who lives right here and has long been a highly respected member of our community. He's a proud sponsor of the Tampa Riverwalk. Jeeves Law Group is also a proud sponsor of our Grand Central District in St. Pete and has neighborhood events throughout the year. He has an office on Central Avenue in St. Pete and one on South Howard in Tampa. You can't get more local than that. So when you need an attorney, you're going to hire some huge firm that advertises all over the state or the one that supports your favorite sports show. It's the Jeeves Law Group. We're local, we're trusted, and we get results. For personal injury and personal attention, call us for a free case evaluation. That's 8889-JEEVES. That's 8889-JEEVES. With this record heat in Tampa Bay, you better have your AC unit running at peak efficiency. Third Generation Plumbing installs the best American Standard AC units. Our split systems offer the highest efficiency available while reducing energy bills and maximizing comfort. That's why Third Generation Plumbing trusts American Standard air conditioning, built to last, made to perform. Whether it's a new install or an emergency repair, our family-owned team brings 3 generations of trusted service to your home, now with the unmatched reliability of American Standard. Plumbing or cooling, we've got Tampa covered. Call Third Generation Plumbing today, 813-961-8024, or go to thirdgenerationplumbing.com. And we also do AC.
Ciao, Paolo Tini here, owner of Caffè Paradiso, voted number 3 People's Choice Award on Open Table. I want to thank all our loyal family of customers that have been enjoying our great traditional Italian dishes we make from scratch every day. It's a great family story we're proud of. Our family moved from Rimini, Italy in 1984. My dad, Caesar, started Donatello, and that's where I got the start in the restaurant business. I started Caffè Paradiso on South McDill in 1995, and we've been there ever since. From our traditional ossobuco, a veal slow roast for 4 hours, to our daily fresh catch, the Gruppo Paradiso, with a piccata sauce and lobster claw meat, homemade pasta like lasagna, farfalle salchicha, which is a bow tie pasta homemade with fresh sausage. Hold on a minute, JP's favorite.
I love it.
So come and have a glass of wine with me on South McDill. Get a reservation on Open Table and see all our 5-star reviews. Ciao, see you soon at Paradiso.
Let's go.
Right now, back to the show on FanStream Sports.
All right, welcome back to the JP Peterson Show, brought to you by the great folks at Don'tGoUncovered.com. Don'tGoUncovered.com is a website where you can go to the website, get the phone number, get the information there, and give them a call, and they will find you some health insurance at a very, very low price. They'll find out if they can find you a subsidy as well. They have all the information. They know how to work all those website stuff. They're the experts. Let them do the work, and they'll tell you what they can get you for a good health insurance, Florida Blue, many different plans, and see if you can get a subsidy as well. Don'tGoUncovered.com is the website to find out what you can get. Don'tGoUncovered.com, and tell them JP sent you. All right, let's welcome in sideline reporter, a longtime local journalist, former Tampa Tribune superstar, the great Joey Johnston joining us here. What's up, Joey? How are you?
How you doing, JP? Good morning.
Good morning to you. And you got a new boss over there at USF. We had him on the show on Wednesday, Rob Higgins. I know he's addressed the team over there, the entire team, athletic department. You've known Rob for a long time. Your thoughts on what he's bringing to USF?
Yeah, I've known Rob since 1992. I can almost remember to the minute the first time I met him. Chucky Atkins had just played his first game at USF as a freshman, a baby-faced point guard. Had a great game. I was writing for the Tribune, and I knew I needed to capture the moment of all these kids screaming his name from the stands. And I asked Tommy Tonelli, an assistant coach, Tommy, is there a kid I could talk to about Chucky? And he goes, yes, talk to that guy right there. That was Rob. First time I ever met him.
Made himself known at an early age, right? Was this when he was a manager on the basketball team, or
he was a ball kid? He was probably 12 years old.
Oh my God!
Have known Rob forever since then. Of course, what a great guy! What an amazing job he's done with the Sports Commission.
Yeah,
I'll tell you what, he's going to do a lot of things at USF, but 2 things that stick in my mind that he's going to do. Number 1, leaders make decisions. He will make decisions. He will not send it to a committee. He will not say, what do you think? What do you think we should do? No, he's not going to do that. He makes decisions, and that's needed in a college athletic department. Somebody who can make decisions and stick by them. Number 2, there's money on the table in this town, and he's going to find it. He's going to find it. There, USF has sponsors and revenue. He's going to get more, and that's really why he's there. Yeah, but I promise you that we're going to see groups and companies and people stepping up to USF like we've never seen before. I think the future is incredibly bright with Rob at the helm.
And we talked about that with him, I guess it was yesterday, where that NIL is true NIL now. And what that means is you actually have to do something to get your money. And what Rob has been so good at is combining sports with corporate support. and getting money, which, you got to have support to bring big events to town. And then when you get them here, you got to get those events supported as well. So he has a lot of experience in fundraising and, to your point, getting money. And that's that NIL money that will go above and beyond revenue sharing, which most colleges have now. So that's kind of the secret sauce to compete with some of these bigger boys that you got to have, right?
Yeah, absolutely. And he knows all the modern bells and whistles. I remember when the volleyball championships came to Tampa a couple of years ago. They had a preseason tournament, and he got a player from each team to do some promotional work in exchange for an NIL package. So he was thinking about that then in that sport. So I don't see any problem with him transitioning to the modern college athletic scene. He's going to fit right in.
Yeah, and at a time when relationships with commissioners and other entities in college sports is so important in order to get to the next level. This is a guy that's been working on bringing national championship games and Frozen Fours and working within college athletics and knows all the movers and shakers. So when it comes time to move up and they go to USF, they know exactly who they're talking to. And so much of this is relationship based, right? I mean, because USF brings all the things they bring, the large television market, the huge alumni, all the AAU, all those necessary things. Now, next step, relationships and building those with other conferences. And I don't know if there's a better person. I think Michael Kelly was really good at that as well. He had all those connections, but I think Rob can take it to another level at the crucial time that it needs to be done.
Yeah. Whoever the decision makers are in college athletics or in the conferences, I promise you, Rob knows them. I promise you, he has them on speed dial. And I know he knows their wife's name, their dog's name, their kids' names. He's just that kind of guy that has built those kind of relationships, and they respect Rob and have him on their speed dial. So long and short of it is, whatever the best destination is for USF, I believe Rob will get USF there when the time is appropriate.
Yep, I agree. All right, let's talk a little football here. A much needed 63-6 win or 12 win over South Carolina State after just a murderer's row to begin the season. But that was a good game to kind of see Byron flex a little bit and everybody get their stats up. It's a feel-good game, and that's what good teams do. They beat down bad teams. They don't let them hang around. They beat them down. It was good to see. What are your thoughts? What did we learn about the Bulls from that game?
Well, we saw a ton of people play. We saw a lot of young players in action that we hadn't really sampled before. Like you said, I guess the biggest thing is USF's ability to take care of business. They were leading 21-0 late in the first half, and Byram threw a pass that was tipped and intercepted, and South Carolina State got on the board right before halftime. I know Coach Golish wasn't happy about that. The response, USF scored 35 in the third quarter, the most they've ever scored in a quarter in the history of the program. So they definitely took care of business in the second half. One of the best things in this game, not only this game, but all the games, is USF's pretty healthy. They came out of the 4 games without any major injuries, and
that's huge.
Their offensive linemen, that they had out for this season is back. So the only small injury they've had. So knock on wood, they've been pretty healthy. And the other thing, they're 3-1. I really don't know a lot of people that were predicting 3-1 with this schedule. I think there were quite a few that were predicting 1-3, and they were already rehearsing why 1-3 was going to be good. Hey, tough games, played well, and no, it's 3-1. So we have that. And the other thing that's interesting, I think a couple of weeks ago, it was like, hey man, if USF takes care of business, the playoff is like guaranteed. Well, yeah. I think if you look around the American Conference, you might have a different view of that right now. It looks like a very competitive conference, and some really landmine games out there. In a couple of weeks, USF will go to North Texas on the road for a Friday night. That's going to be a tough one. At Memphis will be a tough one. At Navy. Yep. So which is that's what you want. You don't want to skate into this. You want to earn it, and I think the American has shown some pretty good ability so far. So I think this is going to be a really, really fun conference. USF certainly can still win the league and go to the playoffs, but it's going to be a bit of a challenge the rest of the way.
Joey Johnston joining us here, sideline reporter for the Bulls football broadcast. So off this week, and then next week at Charlotte, Charlotte comes here for a Friday night game.
Right.
I don't know much about Charlotte, but they haven't been good in the past. What are we prepared for here?
USF's really had its way with Charlotte the past 2 years. 48-14 2 years ago, and scored a 60 burger on them. And Charlotte last year rushed for 425 yards, a program record. So Charlotte has been a bit of a struggling program. They have a new coach in place and a lot of new players. And what I've seen from them, they seem a little better, but not quite over the hump. A building program, so USF should be solidly favored for a Friday night game on ESPN2, which is great exposure, and then turn around, go Friday back on ESPN at North Texas. So it's interesting part of the schedule. USF has gotten its way into the conversation a little bit for people. Here's a chance for them to actually watch the team play around the country. Those Friday games, as we know, you can kind of focus on one game instead of Saturday where you're all over the map trying to watch a million games. So USF has a chance to really kind of make a statement nationally for the viewers who might be watching them for the first time. So kind of an interesting part of the schedule. But next week against Charlotte, again, USF takes care of business. I don't anticipate a problem. It's going to be Flashback Friday. JP, they're going to be wearing the 1997 helmets. And I think we're going to have some music that we might both enjoy.
From the 1997. Greg Wolf spinning the ones and twos. All right.
Yeah. Turn back the clock night. Yep.
Well, so what? Let's have a party because it's Friday night. Now, if you've got some high school allegiances, by all means, take care of those. Go to those games. We don't want to upset high school football whatsoever. But if you don't, and you're waiting for your Gators or Seminoles or Hurricanes to play the next day, why don't you go see a college football game at Raymond James Stadium at 7:00 on October 3rd? And even if you're, tangentially a South Florida fan and you would like college football, go support the team. This is what we need to get over the hump. And I had talked to Rob about this the other day. And, there's 250,000 alumni in this town, and none of them go to the football games, or very few. We got to change that. We got to change that. It's not expensive. It's not hard to park. The traffic's not bad. It's a Friday night. What are you doing? Go watch South Florida kick the crap out of Charlotte.
Yeah, Tampa's always been a town where if there's a buzz, people respond to that, or the big game in town. Certainly the Lightning have figured out a way to get packed houses every night, and the Bucs attendance has been pretty steady. But USF's got a market out there of people that maybe they just need to be led in that direction, whether it's young families or unaffiliated college football fans or people that just want to get into that stadium. It may be a more manageable price than the Bucs. I always thought that was a nice niche for USF. Was a chance to enjoy Ray J at maybe a lower price. But it's also college football. Marching bands, cheerleaders. It's great stuff.
A great atmosphere.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's a winning team. I mean, it's a 3-1 team, and they're exciting. They play fast. Offensively, they're fun to watch. So it is a good entertainment value for sure. So I know USF's future is going to be on getting those unaffiliated people. We got a ton of new people moving to Tampa from all over the country, and here's a chance to maybe get them initiated as Bulls fans for sure.
Make them Bulls fans, absolutely. Hey, real quick, the basketball program, obviously with new coach Hodgson in there. I don't know if a lot of people know this, but he's recruiting his pants off. Like this team that he has put together could be pretty. Like I don't want to put the old Amir pressure on him to go out and win the league and take the world by storm, but there's a lot of talent here. Tell me a little bit about what he's done so far.
Yeah, there's only 2 players back from last year, CJ Brown and Deontay Green, who came from Florida State and midway through blew out his knee, and he's still recovering. And we'll see him midway through the season maybe. But everybody else is new from all new places. He brought some of his players from Arkansas State. He has a really interesting, cool recruiting connection in Canada. He's getting great players out of Canada. But anyway, they've got
he's got their whole 18 and under national team.
Right. He's got a ton of players that can run and jump. They're going to play fast. They're going to press. They're going to run up and down and shoot threes. And much like Alabama, he was an assistant there under Nate Oates, and they're going to play that kind of style, which is, you're going to score 90 to 100 on a given night. So again, another fun team to watch. But you're right. I haven't dug into it really deeply yet, but everybody I've spoken to, they all say, man, this team is going to be really good, maybe championship good, which is a lot of pressure for the first year coach, but it certainly seems like he's building something. I know, even beyond this, backing up for next year and the year after that, making relationships to get more good players in here. So Coach Amir showed what could be done. It's been a long time, or maybe even never, since we saw that level of championship play. So that should certainly exist with USF basketball. Great facilities, great city. No excuse for the Bulls not to win championships. And it looks like Coach Hodgson, even before his first game, has got the Bulls positioned pretty well.
Yeah, it is a great atmosphere. Really, really fun. And again, cheap tickets to get in there, watch really good basketball. It's going to be exciting. Looking forward to it. Anything else going on over there we should know about? I mean, geez, you got a new football stadium going up. I mean, my Lord.
Yeah, that's I think it's just, new athletic director, new stadium, just incredible energy.
New what?
CEO of athletics. Sorry about that.
Dollar in the fine jar.
Yeah, de facto athletic director.
Yeah, there you go.
It's easier to say AD than CEO of whatever.
It's going to take a while for us. Yeah.
But I think even throughout the whole athletic department, it's and Rob's going to make sure all the teams are taken care of to the highest degree. But USF should and will win championships in all sports. I mean, the baseball program is going to get watch the people that like baseball. This is going to be a good program now. They recruited the heck out of it. They turned the corner last year and showed a lot of respectability. But man, he's brought in some good players. And my son played baseball. I kind of have that connection with the travel ball and the coaches around here, and they're all, man, he's getting players. So the basebal program,
it's about freaking time.
Yeah,
the USF's baseball program should always been better than it has.
Right.
Been,
USF should
here.
USF should go to Omaha every now and again. Had never been. So that's on the rise. So I think it's a bold new era for sure. A ton of things going on. It's got to be led by football, of course, and it will be. So we'll see how the football goes, but right now everything is very positive and moving forward. USF, I love Rob, doesn't want that potential word. It's performance, not potential. So I agree with him. That potential thing's been thrown around for 3 decades now, and we're getting tired of it. So, got to do it on the field and stop talking about what might happen. Let's make things happen.
Well, he told us the other day that if you say that P word, you got to put $1 in the kitty. So you're $3 lighter. So
exactly.
All right, partner. Thank you, Joey. Appreciate it.
All right, bye. See you, JP.
We'll talk to you next week. Joey Johnston, USF sideline reporter. Yeah, listen, if you're a sports fan out there and you haven't been to a USF event, why don't we just promise me right now, put it up in the comments, JP, I'm going to go. I'm going to go to an event this year, whether it be football, basketball, whatever.
Do it.
Just go. And I think you're going to, once you get that collegiate feel and I can root for these folks. Like, this is fun. Even if you have another affiliation, it's a really great group. I mean, I was with Ken Erickson last night. We were there at Tampa Sports Club having a Hall of Fame meeting, which Joey Johnston was running, doing a great job with it. And, Ken he's the softball coach and was the softball coach for Team USA as well. One of the great, great guys you'll ever meet. I mean, if you can't root for that guy and that team, same goes for Alex Golish, Brian Hodgson, just all of their coaches, Jose Fernandez, my God. I mean, their women's basketball coach, salt of the earth dude, Rob Higgins. I mean, these are all just great, great, great humans. And they've upgraded everything. It's time. It's USF's time. And they need to be elevated with these other programs. And the only thing that's missing, in my opinion, is, they need to win more. There's no question about that. But they need more support. They need more public support from a monetary standpoint and from a fan standpoint. Again, we're the 11th largest market. And I know we got a lot going on. But at least in these particular situations, cost is not a factor. And if you've been priced out of the Rays and the Bucs and the Lightning, and Lord knows I know you have, why not? This is a very inexpensive way to take your kids to major sporting events. I mean, major sporting events. And I'm telling you, they bend over backwards, and it's going to get even better with Rob. Rob knows a little something about hospitality and getting fans in. So I hope we all respond to that and just do our part. Just, say, I'm going to go to 3 or 4 events this year. And it's not just football. I mean, there's a lot going on over there. You want to go see a softball game? It's incredibly exciting. A baseball game, great venue, beautiful stadium. Just real fun. And I know a lot of people maybe live in South Tampa. It's like, oh, that's a drive. Come on. It's 25 minutes. Get off your ass. It's just go
for college sports, man. That's nothing. That's nothing for college, for any sporting event live. That's which we had stuff like that here in DFW. Everything's an hour away.
Yeah, exactly. It's right. And for a lot of you people, it's 10, 15 minutes away. So go sample what's going on at USF. They're doing a hell of a job over there. Yep. All right. Let's get to some comments, shall we?
There's a bunch of them.
I know. Good morning to you, Christopher Cole and Sergio Beltrez. Thank you very much. Bantry is in this morning. Tap, tap. Thank you very much. Who else we got? Douglas Batista is here.
Hello.
Sergio says, here's hoping Wirfs and Godwin play this week, especially Wirfs. Yeah, absolutely. John Hill, good morning to Peterman's. Canadian Bacon, that's you?
Hell yeah.
Canadian Bacon, yeah.
Great movie, by the way.
Marty Aaron is in. Hello from Daytona. You in Daytona, Marty? Love that. You on the beach? Nathan Elliott is in watching. Smash that like button, please. Yes. Bantry says Grizz is going to screw with the Eagles and put Bucky, White, and Tucker in the backfield all at the same time. Pony package on steroids. I think Rachaad White he needs to get the ball more. I'm watching him. Bucky's getting a lot of touches, and that's fine. It's getting a lot of touches, but we got to get White involved in the passing game. Like, he's too good in space. He's got to get 5 or 6 catches. I mean, you those are play calls, Josh. But, with running screens with different set of linemen every freaking game is not easy. So I think that's probably one of the reasons that he hasn't used him a lot in the screen game. Andre All Day 20 says, good morning, JP. You look like a preacher with your hand sticking out like that in your black suit and white dress shirt. Where's it? Oh, in the picture up there. Yeah, I see. Yeah, not what I'm wearing today, but in that picture right behind Timmy. I am kind of preaching from the pulpit. That is from when I was emceeing the Tampa Sports Club Hall of Fame.
Yep.
So yeah, it's also my profile picture. I like that picture. One of my faves.
JP, you were talking about Bucky Irving and Rachaad White, right? Bucky Irving so far through 2025 playing 73% of the offensive snaps. Rachaad White, 28% of the offensive snaps.
Not enough. Especially with Evans out. You need more weapons. Rashad's a weapon. And I'm going to predict.
I feel like you should be using them together more in the backfield.
Well, we have. I mean, there was
more.
Yeah, but more.
Yeah.
Yeah, because the thing about Rashad is you can line him up in the backfield. Okay, and then you split him out. And now typically a linebacker's going to have to go out on him one-on-one.
Pre-snap motion.
Motion him out to the right, set him, motion back to the left. So you got a 3-by-1 with him, one outside the numbers, one-on-one with the linebacker and all that space.
Yeah.
Come on now.
I like it. Let's give Josh a call and tell him what needs to happen.
Yeah, he I'm sure he hadn't thought of that. Sergio says FSU can't go to the Big 12. Come on. What are you talking about? Like, what do you mean
They already did.
In beach volleyball.
Yes. That just means everyone else is following.
Andre, you're pissing me off, buddy. FSU should stay in the ACC where they belong. You shut your dirty mouth.
They don't belong in the ACC.
They have no business being in the ACC, and you know it.
Trolls.
Hey, it's weird. It's like Rob yesterday. You got to toe the line. It's like, we want to be the best American we can be, but we're looking at bigger things, and they are, and that's the way you got to do it. But at FSU, it's like, F the ACC. We hate this place and we can't wait to get out. It's just a matter of time. And it is a matter of time. We're not staying in the ACC. We don't deserve to be in the ACC, and we won't be in the ACC.
The ACC doesn't deserve Florida State.
It doesn't. It doesn't.
Worse.
Jim Phillips is a knucklehead, a complete knucklehead. He has no idea what he's doing. And that's why they got sued. And that's why they lost the lawsuit. Oh, it was settled. No, they lost. FSU got everything they wanted, which was, we know what they wanted. They wanted what their media rights are worth. Just like Florida gets, just like Georgia gets, just like Alabama gets, just like Ohio State gets, just like Michigan gets. They get what their media rights are worth. FSU does not and did not until now. And that's all they wanted. And they wanted a reasonable exit fee, not some ridiculous thing that was made up by ESPN in conjunction with John Swofford and some cahoots thing to give them the ability to make hundreds of millions of dollars on a media rights deal that was 75% below market value and in place till 2075 or whatever the hell it is. It's ridiculous. And any other AD would have done the same damn thing if they were doing their job correctly. So to hell with it. Yep. We'll be out of there soon. Andre Alday says, I don't want Saquon Barkley to jump in the air backwards on the Bucs D like he did last year to the Jags D. I want him to, because they gonna lay his ass out.
Get tattooed while he's in the air.
Yeah. And I'll be trying that. Don't be disrespecting our defense like that.
Yeah, by the way, I couldn't really get a word in edgewise in that interview when John was on with us. I tried a couple of times.
Yeah, I saw
Y'all
that.
were stuck on defense for some reason. I wanted to talk about Kellen Moore and how bad that offense is missing Kellen Moore, and I never thought I'd hear myself say that. I know John Kevin Patullo up there, the new OC, he's on record, don't call us a conservative offense. We're not. We're aggressive. Well, it doesn't look like it to me right now through 3 games. You guys look as conservative as hell. And I'm just wondering if that's going to, because it's a new offense, or if that's just the style, the scheme. Like, are they going to come out of this funk? You know, it's hope it doesn't happen this week.
You saw. Well, I mean, look, I respect the Eagles as a really good football team.
Sure,
but I may be giving them a little bit too much credit because this is not the Eagles. This is not the Eagles Super Bowl team. They lost a lot, and they barely beat the Cowboys.
Jalen Hurts hasn't looked good all year until the second half against the Rams last week.
They barely beat the Chiefs, 20-17.
Refs.
Yeah. Let's not forget the calls in that game. And let's not forget they were getting their ass kicked by the Rams for most of last week and got bailed out of that one. And would have lost the game on a kick if not for those beasts up front. And that's the thing. And I worry about that for the Buccaneers kicking game because we've, with the elevation of these guards to starters, that means you've got somebody else on field goal protection.
Right.
And so who is that guy? What third string scrub, excuse my language, is going to be lined up against Jalen Carter and Jordan Davis in field goal protection?
Right.
And they're going to steamroll whoever said scrub is. And Chase McLaughlin's going to be eating that ball again. I'm a little worried about that. Listen, the good thing is the Bucs seen it on tape now, and they may have to respond with somebody else in field goal protection. So they know it now, and they know what they're up against, and it's not going to come as a surprise. So that's good. And if there's one group of coaches that I really, really trust, it's our offensive line coaches and Carberry, Pacucci. Yeah. So they'll have it ready to go.
I think so.
Nathan Elliott says, dirty JP? Objective? How about just dirty JP? Okay. I have a dirty side. Anybody likes roasted or fried eagle? First of all, you can't eat an eagle.
Eagles.
Can't eat an eagle.
It's the law.
Can't do that. Just say bird. Just say bird. Fried bird.
Yeah.
Kenneth McClary says, I think if our run game is on, I think that will help wear the Eagles down, at least their defense. If we can have long, sustained drives and chew up the clock, it will open up bigger plays later. Yeah, see, the problem with that is we don't have an offensive line to match their defensive line and their front seven. We just don't. Whereas last year we did. Last few years we did. Again, the tone setters are missing. Gedeke, O'Keefe, who am I forgetting? Yeah, Cody Mock. Those guys right there. Those three guys on offense are the tone setters. And Mike Evans. Mike Evans is a physical tone setter as well. So when you don't have those guys, it's a problem. Also Kalijah Cansey. It's a problem. So we'll see what the Bucs can do. What else we got here? Mario Christian, Mac Jr. says WIP is the other Philly radio station. Which one's bigger, WIP or the Fan?
WIP.
WIP?
Yeah, I don't think it's close.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I didn't know that. I thought it was close.
I mean, it might be. That's just from my outside perspective. WIP is freaking everywhere.
Yeah.
I hate them. I hate those idiots.
Mario also says, not a gambler, but how many points on a spread line is Mike Evans worth? I'd say 2.
Depends on the opponent. Right?
Depends on opponent, yeah. But I'd say probably 1.5 to 2. I think I was surprised that the Eagles were favored by 3.5 at Tampa Bay. But all that is, I think if the Bucs were healthy, they would be favored by 3.
They would be favored at least by 3. Yeah.
I agree. What else we got here? Andre Alday says the hatred goes back all the way to Rondé Barber shut down the vet in that 2002 NFC Championship game. Yeah, baby, I was there. And I was holding that ball for Rondé after the game. We had it right there at the live shot, just waiting for him. Because we used to do a show with him, so we would after on road games, he'd come out and we'd do like a one-on-one interview for about 6 to 8 minutes. So after he gave us the ball and said, "Hold on to this." It's now they put it in a locker, but back in the day, he didn't know what to do with it. So he's like, "You guys keep this and give it to me later." I'm like, "All right, gotcha." So we're going live afterwards, and right after the game, and before Rondé had showed up, and I'm like holding this ball, or my producer Dave Cook was. I'm like, "Give me that ball." I'm like, "See this, folks? See what you know what this is? This is the ball that Rondé stole from Donovan McNabb, and ran down the field." Boy, I wish I had that thing now.
Did you autograph it before you gave it to Rondé?
The good thing I didn't.
With the date and everything on it. And
what do you think that ball's worth?
He's probably got it in his trophy room, right?
Oh, he does, yeah. It's right up there in the trophy room. Yeah. But if he were to sell that ball.
If he took that ball to a pawn shop in Tampa.
Not a pawn shop. No.
How much do you think he'd get for that ball at a pawn shop?
We're not selling. You imagine walking into like Dirty JP's pawn shop on Nebraska.
Dirty JP's pawn shop.
Hey, what's that? Oh, that's Rodney Barber's ball. Oh, he had to pawn it. His mortgage was due. No. But if it were up for auction at Sotheby's, I bet that would bring a couple million.
No, a couple.
Yes.
No, come on.
Yeah, Tony Hawk just sold a skateboard for $1.5 million.
Who?
Tony Hawk.
What the hell is that?
You don't know who Tony Hawk is?
From the video game?
Yes. The greatest skateboarder of all time. He just auctioned off a skateboard for $1.15 million. There's a bananas. You know what? I'm just gonna go research this and call somebody and get us somebody who would estimate.
Call a pawn shop.
Shut up.
And then call Sotheby's.
You disrespect that football by.
No, I just want to know the difference between if you auction it off at a legit sports auction or if you take it to a pawn shop, what the difference is.
You're gonna get like 20% on the dollar.
Okay, but how much? I want to know what that dollar amount is that they would offer for that ball. What would they value at, and what would they give?
I would just say that that's not the venue to get the highest price. That's what I'm saying to you.
It's just curiosity on my part, though.
Michael LaRue, good morning to you. Says Vasilevsky is out again. He missed 5 straight team practices. This is not good, boys and girls. And I work for the Lightning. We have our crew meeting tonight, but I have no idea what's going on with Vasi. It's very
they're keeping that under wraps pretty well.
Mario says if Evans were to have played, would the Bucs still have been 3.9? No, they would be probably favored. But not just Evans. It would have to be Evans and Cody Mauch and Gedeke too. What else we got? Andre All Day says also Bucs upset the Eagles 21-6 in 1995 during Sapp and Brooks' rookie season. I do not remember that game. I was not here yet for that. But I'll take your word for it. But what else we got? I was there at this one. The Bucs ruined the grand opening of Lincoln Financial Field in 2003 with a 17-0 shutout of the Eagles on Monday Night Football. Yeah, we got disrespected by the NFL because every time you win a Super Bowl, you host the opening game. They sent us on the road to open up the link. And the boys went in there and shut them down, beat their ass. I think Joe Gervais had some ridiculous catch in that game to start it off right there in the end zone. Yeah, so they had brought Sly Stallone in. They had him up in the scoreboard doing his whole Rocky thing. The place was going nuts, and then we whooped their ass. It's like, thank you. Bye-bye. Love you, Philly.
Sly and the family Stallone.
By the way, I did the obligatory go to Geno's and Pat's, get behind the grill there, do my stand-up for, Channel 8, right? So I'm back there cooking, and, you pull out the hunk of meat. I'm just not going to say it's the most highest quality of meat, by the way. And then they put there's a big vat of Cheese Whiz. Like, it's not even coming out of the squirter. It's like a big tub of Cheese Whiz, which, by the way, is not cheese.
No,
it's whiz. It's more whiz.
It's more whiz than cheese.
Than cheese. And that grill was nasty, and everything behind it was nasty. And then I went and ate it, and I was like, "This is nasty." The Geno's and that stuff is nasty. That's right. I said it. I'm going on Philly radio tomorrow. That is not. I think I'll use that phrase. That Cheese Whiz. It's mostly whiz. It's not cheese. It's mostly whiz. So I don't know. I've had much better Philly cheesesteaks and other places than Geno's and Pat's. That's all I'm going to say.
When I go to Philly, and I haven't been in a long time, but every time I go, I got to do both. I do one of each every time.
I'm going to go to Ishkabibbles and see if it's any better.
Ishkabibbles.
Yeah, that's where Bowles said he's a hero at Ishkabibbles. Yeah. All right. Okay, quick break. When we come back, Josh Queipo will join us, and we'll get him with the Eagles and Bucs, a breakdown. We are brought to you by the great folks at Kingmakers. This is the Kingmaker studio right here at Kingmakers Tampa in Midtown. A very unique space this is, where you can work during the day in our private offices over here. We have a stylish conference room for you as well that you could use. And then we also have a nice place to play here. It's kind of a man cave. We got a golf simulator, little workout area. You got this production studio that if you're a member, you can use this as well. We got a sports bar out here to watch all the games. It is a very, very unique private club and spot here in Midtown Tampa. So if you're a businessman, an entrepreneur, and you need a place to network and hang out, kingmakerstampa.com. Limited memberships, kingmakerstampa.com. Go online, tell them JP sent you. Back in 3. JP here for Riveters, the official sports bar and grill of the JP Peterson Show. We're located just south of Ray J and Steinbrenner Field, so it's a great pre- and post-game spot, and the happy hour is amazing. Monday through Friday, 3 to 7. Check out these specials. $3 Bud Light drafts, $4 domestic bottles, $5 wells, $6 premium wells, $6 cocktails like margaritas. That's unheard of. And the Riveters food is freshly made daily. No freezers. Happy hour food specials include $3.50 tacos and barbecue sliders. $6 you get edamame or chips with the beer cheese, which is amazing. $8 buffalo chicken dip, my favorite. The truffle fries, chili cheese fries, also $8 at happy hour. As well as other specials throughout the week, including Taco Tuesdays, you get $3 tacos, and Wing Wednesdays, 7 o'clock to 1 a.m. in the morning, you get our amazing wings, 5 for $5 and $5 wells and wines. That's a good Wednesday night. So if you're tired of the preppy, overpriced, generic sports bars, come see the amazing, friendly bartenders and staff at Riveters, where customer service really matters. Riveters, just south of where the Rays and Bucs play. We'll see you there. Experience the art of driving at Genesis of Tampa, where luxury meets innovation and every detail is crafted for you. From the bold G70 to the refined GV80, Genesis delivers power, elegance, and technology years ahead of its time. Book service online, and our Genesis Experience advisors will pick you up and drop off your vehicle. If available, you can enjoy a courtesy car while yours gets a complimentary interior vacuum plus a generous offer for your trade. Every new Genesis comes with the Miracle Advantage Plan, 10 years or 250,000 miles of powertrain warranty and 4 years of complimentary maintenance. Visit us at 801 East Bears Avenue or online at genesisoftampa.com. Genesis of Tampa, luxury redefined. Italiano Insurance would like to congratulate the Bucs on their 50th anniversary season. And you know what? We've been here for every season and then some, over 60 years in business. We've seen some smart coaches with great game plans, but if you don't have flood insurance or business insurance, that's a terrible game plan. That could ruin you financially. You don't want to take that L. So call 813-877-7799 and let their friendly agents quarterback your insurance and save you big money. Italiano also sponsors our FSU report every week, so go Noles. 813-877-7799 or go to italianoinsurance.com. JP here for my friend Jason Fawcett, owner of On-Site Construction. They do residential and commercial renovations and new construction. As a leading home builder and general contractor, On-Site Construction prides itself on transforming homes through superior craftsmanship, dedication to client vision, and an unmatched commitment to quality and service. It's about building relationships. We take the time to understand our clients' needs, preferences, and budgets so that we can deliver a personalized experience tailored to their unique vision. From the initial designs to the final touches, we're there every step of the way, ensuring that the end result mirrors your vision. Here are some testimonials from happy customers. G. Gibson says, no hidden costs, very honest, reliable, creative, and communicates well. Reasonable and fair with their pricing, no hidden costs. C. Smith said, did not disappoint. I'm very happy with the work. This company really cares and will take care of it. So if you're just thinking about building or renovating, give us a call and let's see what's possible. 813-579-5789 or check out our website at onsiteconstructionfl.com. Are you having legal issues with a business partner or other legal business issues? The attorneys at Walters, Levine, and DeGrave can help. Call 800-616-0384 for a free consultation. At Walters, Levine, and DeGrave, we've redefined what a law firm can be with top-tier attorneys, personal service, and 26 years of success. From business law to civil litigation, we deliver smart, client-focused solutions. Walters, Levine, and DeGrave recently won a $6.4 million jury verdict from a large real estate developer, and they can win for you too. Walters, Levine, and DeGrave. Let's solve it together. Not attorney spokesman. For a free consultation, call 800-616-0384 or go to walterslevine.com. Offices Tampa, Sarasota.
Let's go. Right now, back to the show on FanStream Sports.
Welcome back to the JP Peterson Show. Delete Me makes it easy, quick, and safe to remove your personal data online at a time when surveillance and data breaches are common enough to make everyone very vulnerable. Data brokers will take your name, your contact info, social security number, home address, even information about your family members could all be compiled and sold. The New York Times Wirecutter has named Delete Me as their top pick for data removal services. I don't know about you, but I'm getting text messages about 12 per show here from weirdos, and you just got to delete them. But that just shows that all your information is out there on the dark web. All right. Thanks, Tim. Delete Me is how to help handle that, folks. So take control of your data and keep your private life private by signing up for Delete Me now at a special discount for our listeners. Get 20% off your Delete Me plan when you join deleteme.com/hit. Go to deleteme.com/hit. That's the only way to get 20% off. It's to go to join deleteme.com/hit and enter the code HIT at checkout. So there you go. Delete Me. All right. Josh Queipo of the Pewter Report does a great job breaking down the film and giving you great trends that's going on with the Buccaneers. So we do this each and every week, do a little segment with Josh to kind of break down last week's game and look ahead to this week's game against the Eagles. Here's my conversation with me and Josh Queipo. We want to welcome in our friend Josh Queipo from the Pewter Report for our weekly conversations as we preview the next game, kind of take a look back at the last Buccaneers win. Josh, how you doing, partner?
I'm doing really well, JP. How about yourself?
Well, 3-0, baby. It doesn't get any better than that, right? No matter how, I don't know how we got here, but we're 3-0 with all these freaking injuries. It's really quite incredible. I think maybe a lot of Buccaneer fans might be saying, "Oh, these teams are 1-8 combined, and we've only won by 6 points total differential. So are we really that good?" I would answer that question saying, I don't know, but this isn't the team we thought we'd have. I mean, this is not the Buccaneer team we were hoping to have. A completely revamped offensive line. Khalid Kincade out right now, and now we've lost Mike Evans, etc. It's a miracle that this team is 3-0 in my opinion. What were your main takeaways from this past win over the Jets?
Yeah, I would say I'll start on the offensive side. So I think Josh Grizzard is absolutely killing it. And especially, again, a lot with this team, and you just explained it, requires context. This is a guy who's really just calling plays for the first time in his career. It's first opportunity as an offensive coordinator. And he's created 3 straight tailor-made game plans that builds around what he has and what he doesn't have. Right. And built for the defenses that he's facing. So, and you can see that in how he's changed. I'll give you a great example with the Jets. All of a sudden the Bucs ran more zone than they did gap, which they've been much better at gap running, since the Cohen days, really since the Canales days. Canales just wouldn't run much gap. Cohen did it more and more. And then the first 2 weeks they were over 80%, but then you insert these 2 brand new guards, and Grizzard's just like, we need to simplify the run game. Yeah. And was it super effective? No, it wasn't going to be if you went exotic either, but we're going to do inside zone. We're going to do duo. We're going to make it real simple for these guys. Just see if we can create a couple of creases and let our backs do the work. They did enough, right? So I thought that was really great. I think his ability to navigate this line, move the pocket, Baker looked more comfortable in this game than he did in the first 2, which is an absolute, incredible to say that, considering the line was more depleted than it was in the first 2 games. So some of that stuff, and still incorporating a vertical element, that's something they didn't have with Cohen. So when you put all of that together, I think he's been doing incredible. Emeka Egbuka is just out of this world. I think for all the touchdowns that he's had so far in the first 3 games, I think the play that encompasses who he is and what he's meant to this team was the 30-yard fade that he grabbed with the one hand with Sauce Gardner on his hip. Yeah, that was the Bucs. That was Grizzard and Baker saying, we're going to take our number 2. We're going to put him right on your number 1. Go ahead, press him. We're still going to beat you. And they did. Yeah. That's a rookie. That's incredible. Yeah. So I think for everything else that's going on that offense with regards to the injuries, and we just found out today that Queipo is going to be out, will have an impact on the running game. That Grizzard and Baker too, the 2 of them together have been able to navigate this and still put up 20 points a game plus. That's absolutely
insanely good. And I actually asked Bulls that direct question today. How good do you think Josh is doing given all these injuries and having to coach around it? And he said with kind of a gleam in his eye, really, really good. I don't think people understand how hard this is. It's almost like those Navy SEAL tests where they just come up with the most outrageous things ever. It's like, hey, this is the first time you're going to call plays, and right before that happens, we're going to take away Mike Evans in the middle of the game. We're going to take away your entire offensive line. You have to reshuffle the whole thing. You can't use your tight ends. Go.
Guys named Josh can do hard things.
Yeah. Nicely done. So, so now you look ahead to this particular game, and this is the step up, right? These are the Super Bowl champs. They're coming in here much more armed than they have before. Obviously, the Bucs have had a great run against the Eagles. They've won 4 of the last 5 in Tampa, but the last one, no A.J. Brown, no Devontae Smith. Jalen Hurts, I believe, is 17-0 in games he started and finished his last 17. He's playing at a very high level. He's run for 4 touchdowns, 117 yards through 3 touchdowns last week. I mean, to me, he's the top 5 quarterback in this league with all the things that he can do, and especially in this offense. So this defense has been really good. It was kind of what we expected. I think it still has room to grow, but they're going to get tested this week big time.
Yeah, I think they are. The thing with Philly's offense, and hey, Todd Bowles has had Jalen Hurts' number for basically all of Hurts' career. The thing with their offense is it's very disjointed. You have basically they want to run two different offenses depending on the down and distance, the situation. Jalen Hurts, I think I saw this in the playoffs last year. He took his first under center snap where he threw the ball and it wasn't play action in his career. First time was in the playoffs last year, right? So they have this under center offense that is almost entirely we're going to run the ball with Saquon or we're going to run play action off of it, right? And then when they really want to do with their drop back game is that's when they get into shotgun. Mm-hmm. And so because of that, you have this disjointed offense that can still hit explosives. That's really where they are good is through their explosive play rate. But in terms of like their down to down success, they're not great. And that's where Bulls can really take advantage if they can shut down the run, which they were able to do last year, obviously keying in more on it with the lack of receiver help. So, but the Bucs have shown and Bulls have shown that he can handle that kind of offense multiple years over. So I think from that, plus the ascension of the secondary and the fact that the edge rushers, Yaya has taken another step forward, second year in a row, he's taking a step forward, he's getting better. And you add in Reddick, you still have Vita Vea. Elijah Roberts looks like he can be something as a pass rusher. And even like Elijah Simmons, who, they just pulled off of Arizona's practice squad, threw him in there. He looks like he can help in the run defense game. I think they have enough to limit that offense. And if they can do that and keep it a low-scoring game, then it comes down to, I think, the turnover battle. If they can get a couple of turnovers, create a couple short fields, I think you have enough on the offense for the Bucs to pull this one out.
Yeah. And speaking of turnovers, Baker hasn't had one this year, and that's a big deal. I mean, if he can go from 16 interceptions to, say, 7 or 8, and cut down on the fumbles, which were numerous last year, that's a really big deal. And I think it's a huge reason they've been able to win these first 3 games without their full complement of players. And I asked Baker a little bit about that today, and it's a noticeable difference. I mean, last year you could turn on the tape and there were 3 or 4 plays every game where he was putting the ball in danger. I mean, it was pretty evident. We haven't seen that at all this year, and I think it's a huge difference.
Yeah, I would say we've seen it a little. The Atlanta game, there were a few balls that he put in harm's way, and he's gotten lucky with some fumbles. What I will say is from a throwing perspective, weeks 2 and 3, huge difference from week 1. He really has not. I think he had one in week 2 where it could have been picked. But overall, he is playing at a higher level and much more consistent than he did last year. The fumble thing is I'm a little worried about it because he's put one on the ground in each game so far, and he's been very fortunate. Barton jumped on one, Rashad jumped on one. I think he jumped on the third. He's probably not going to be that lucky going forward. Mm-hmm. It's kind of that do or die with Baker. For all of that, you also have the spin moves and the nukes and all of the rushing. He's leading the team in rushing yards right now. So with some of it, you live by the sword, you die by the sword. But in general, outside of week 1, I agree with you. He has been operating on a much higher level, which is incredibly impressive because he's been under more duress this year. So he's been phenomenal, and the Phillies defense has given him a little bit of fits in the years past. Reed Blankenship has a couple of picks on him. So, but this isn't the same Baker from before. So I still think that they've got a really good shot against this team, especially because Philly is dealing with some injuries of their own.
Yeah, Lane Johnson went out with a neck injury, and if there's one thing, when Mike Evans doesn't play for the Buccaneers, we'll get to him in a second. We don't win. When Lane Johnson doesn't play, they don't win. So it may be a little bit of a mix. And those aren't absolutes, but it's pretty close to it. So I haven't seen an update on him, but if Lane Johnson doesn't play, it's an issue for them. No question about it.
Well, and in addition to that, it was announced earlier today, Nolan Smith, one of their star edge rushers, he has been placed on IR. So he will be out for this game. And I want to say Zach Bond had a knee brace, and Jihad Campbell did not practice today. So again, some key injuries on both sides of this matchup, which will play big dividends for each side.
Yeah. All right, let's talk about Mike. He's out. We don't really know, 2 to 3 weeks, could be longer. Hamstring injuries are weird, and they're even more weird when they're attached to Mike Evans because he's had chronic injuries. And you're late in the game again. It's hot out there, and Mike he pulled the hamstring. This goes back to his at Texas A&M days when he had a very severe hamstring injury, and it just hasn't left him. Even though he's done a much better job on his body of recent years, it's still just chronic. So we don't know when he's going to come back. The bottom line is this offense runs through Mike, and it's very difficult in the passing game, especially to get other people open. So this is another task for Josh Grizzard to see what he can do. Now, hopefully Tristan Wirfs comes back, and from what I heard today, he's trending towards that. And Baker even said it'll be nice to get Graham back at center, Bredesen at left guard, and Wirfs at left. Now, I didn't know if he means that's going to happen this week. Maybe he slipped and said something he shouldn't have, but whatever. Well, what that'll do is it'll open up the tight ends for some use, which they haven't been part of this because they've been chipping all the time.
Yeah.
So there's something you might be able to get in the tight ends, but you're losing Mike Evans. So how does Grizzard approach this passing game against the really talented Eagles secondary?
Yeah, I think if you look at how they've attacked the field, you look at their three main weapons. Mike has been their intermediate to deep guy. Emeka has been their deep and short guy. He has not really worked in the intermediate part of the field, which is really interesting because that's really where he excelled in college. That's where he did. I mean, he was great at all three levels of the field, but it was really that intermediate area where he made his bread and butter. And that's what kind of got him that Chris Godwin, light moniker. But here in the pros, he hasn't had a catch in between 10 and 20 air yards to this point. He's done a bunch close to the line of scrimmage, including those screens, the tunnel screen that led to the touchdown in week 2 against the Texans. And then he's hit big for on the deep stuff. He's got 2 of his 3 touchdowns that way. And then Sterling Shepard has kind of been their short to intermediate. So each one attacking 2 different levels of the field. Without Mike, you have to have somebody who can be that intermediate to deep threat. I think that's where Egbuka can slide right over. And this is what the Bucs have talked about all offseason is he can play all 3 positions. He's probably your best X going forward to take on some of the stuff that Mike can do. Hitting those backside digs, especially against rotated cover 2 stuff. And Baker showed that that's what he wanted to get to against the Falcons when they did that in week 1. If you remember, he went back to those the concept wasn't working to his right, so he'd come back left and hit Mike on the backside, who was running the single side of 1x3. So you move Egbuka there, and you have somebody who can come into Egbuka's role and naturally be that manufactured touch guy, real short, and then also get deep, and that's Tez Johnson, right? Because Tez, that's how he made his living in Oregon, was really with that short stuff, like inside of 5 air yards. But then you also saw it. The Bucs almost ended the Jets game 4 plays before they really ended it, right? Yeah. And that was when Tez ran that deep post, and he just gave a little bit of shimmy right at the stem of the route and crossed face against the single high safety, and he was gone. And Baker just overthrew him, right? So you can have Tez kind of fill Egbuka's role and Egbuka fill Mike's role. Sterling continues to do what he's been doing short to intermediate, and you still are able to attack all 3 phases of the field and give Baker those options.
And the good news is Baker, I asked Baker about Chris today, and he said, Chris looks great. God, awesome. Looked great at practice today. Bowles said the same thing. So we expect Chris Godwin to play this week unless there's more subterfuge going on here. But Chris, or he has a setback this week, and that could happen. There could be swelling and whatnot. But
and if he's in, I would expect him to be on a pitch. I would love to see him in on 3rd downs, right? Yeah. You limit it, you bring him back, but you put him in on the money downs, and I think that he could be a real great weapon in that small usage.
Yeah, because it's going to be hot as hell out there. Which is interesting because the Eagles are coming in a day ahead of time to get used to the heat and humidity.
I grew up in Florida. I come back and it takes me a month to
I mean, plus they're going to be in the hotel the whole time. What are they going to be running outside, going to the playground? They're going to do a workout. I mean, I don't know. It's just whatever. But you can tell it's already in their head. It's already in their head, And I asked Bake about that today. Like, are there points in the game last week and during these September 1:00ers where you guys actively are searching for that dude? The corners that's about to pass out,
right?
And he's like, "Oh, absolutely. We're constantly getting reports, from the scouts, from the guys on the field, like who's dying, and it works, and they attack it, and it's smart because, when it hits you, that heat hits you, and you start getting a little dizzy, and you want you want to quit. It makes cowards of many people, and he said, yeah, we definitely do that, and I remember last year. There were probably 5 Eagles in the ice tub as we walked by their locker room. So it's going to be a factor, and I think it's something that if the Bucs can stay in this game, it could be a factor in the fourth quarter because they're much more used to it. What do you think?
I would agree with all of that. Yeah, I think the heat index plays a real role in how guys perform late in games. Yeah. And some are used to it. Some, I think age plays a part in it. So some of the older players don't do as well just because their bodies can't rehydrate quite as well. And the guys who just aren't used to that type of heat. So it could make a major role. Yeah.
All right. Anything else about this game that you want to get out there?
I just think the secondary's been playing on a different level, man. It is so
Let's talk
good.
a little bit about those guys.
6 deep, right? Everyone's playing at a high level. I'll start with Antoine Winfield Jr. because I don't think he's getting enough love this year because it's not showing up in the box score. But some of the stuff he's doing, he's just completely erasing the option for quarterbacks to go there. I clipped one on Twitter or X where the Bucs spun out of a single high into a rotated cover 2. And Tyrod Taylor IDs it, and he wants to go to the whole shot away from where Winfield originally was set. But because of his closing speed, Taylor just pulls it. He's like, I can't make that throw in time. He's going to pick it. And he ends up scrambling. I think he gets maybe 3 or 4 yards. But Winfield just absolutely erased what could have been a deep pass just by his closing speed and his ability to ID things and get where he needs to get. Phenomenal. Tyke Smith playing down in the box. He's been, I think Bowles said it last week, he's the most instinctual player he may have ever coached. And he shows that on tape. Just the way he's able to ID run plays, fill in from depth is phenomenal. Then you've got all 3 of the corners are really playing at a high level. Zion McCollum, who they just signed to a big deal, and he earned that contract. He may be playing the worst ball out of all these guys, and he's playing good ball, right? Yeah. So it's fantastic. And then even somebody like Benjamin Morrison, who's filling in for a couple series, they want to get him some work. He's subbing in for Jamel Dean. It's hard to pull Dean off the field right now because Dean's at such a high level. But when they do, Morrison comes in his first play. He IDs a perimeter screen off of a motion and attacks it for a 3-yard loss. Like these guys are all on a different level right now, and it's giving Bowles the confidence to throw the kitchen sink and to disguise coverages and spin out and all sorts of weird shit. It is phenomenal. And then pair that with the front 4. I've seen some fans who are frustrated because Reddick only has 1 sack and Yaya only has 1 sack. I'm telling you, they are affecting the game in a real way. The Bucs are top 8 in sacks overall. They are top 5 in pressures. They are top 7 in pressure rate. They are top 10 in pressure rate with just rushing 4, which is what Bowles has been wanting to get to. They are absolutely doing their job. And then you add in, he's just diabolical. He noticed something with the Jets coming into that game where he's like, I'm just going to spam nickel blitzes. Just kept throwing them. Antoine, Jacob Parrish, over and over and over.
Yeah, and they were getting free every time. Yeah. They could only tackle Tyrod. They'd had about 6 more sacks.
Yeah, I mean, Levante could have had 3 in that game. He only had 1. And then Jacob Parrish, I think he missed 1 as well. So, yeah,
he missed 1 on the Dean pick 6.
That's right.
Caught it. He caught it. I love Baker Mike. And as Jamel was doing his post-game interview, as he walked out, Baker's walking out. He's like, he caught it. Way to go, Dean.
And Dean's eyes lighting up, right, when he hears that. He's, thanks, Bake. He's just such a great guy, and it's nice to see him finally healthy. It's nice to see the play that he has shown in flashes and in spurts. And really, when he's been on the field for the most part in his career, he's been a good corner. The biggest issue has been the availability, but watching him be healthy and being able to attack because Bulls has allowed them to play more man coverage, it's really a nice redemption song for him.
Yeah. And he's playing at such a high level. All right, Josh, great stuff. We'll be looking for all your articles in the Pewter Report and on Twitter at Josh Queipo. Thanks, partner.
Appreciate you.
All right, there it is. Josh Queipo, our weekly conversation with him. Thank you very much, Josh, and check out all his stuff at Pewter Report. All right, we're way over here. Timmy's going to be really pissed, but I think he has one more surprise for you.
So JP, I thought if you're going to take the football down there, we might as well make this thing real, and let's just do it. Let's head down to Dirty JP's pawn shop.
Dirty JP's pawn shop. I got to take a picture of that just for fun.
I'll just send it to you.
Okay. I want it on the whole show there, like right there. There we go. There we go. Yeah, come on down. Bring your old gold, silver, Rolex watches, whatever you got, to Dirty JP's pawn shop. Yeah, where we get down and dirty. All right, that'll do it for us today. Thank you guys again. Sorry we didn't have time to get to all of your great comments over here. Good stuff as always. We will be back tomorrow with more fun and frivolity. We will see you then.